Welcome back once again, all Warhammers and Warham East. You have stumbled upon the best episode of the Big M Power Hour to date. Now, this is the official 1 year anniversary of the Big M Power Hour. I'm your host, Big M. This is my cohort, Cole of the Sea. How you doing?
Doing pretty good. Congratulations on your 1 year of doing this now,
Yeah,
buddy.
they didn't cancel me. I mean, we got renewed for a whole nother year. It's
Jeez. I mean, I don't know how you swing that on this network.
some fierce competition there with,
Yeah,
Chuck
definitely.
not even recording for
Yeah, he doesn't even have a clue what he's doing. It's fine.
now
We got
for
this.
all the Chuck fans there, everyone here that comes for just to support Chuck. He's just been going through a whole bunch of travel. So
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's still away.
yeah,
So,
and again, also to apologize to anyone who desperately waits for that first Friday of the month. I know
yeah.
we're going to be a week late, but I had to wait because this just came in the mail today. As I pre-ordered it, the second it went up. So
Yeah. And I still don't have either book. So, it's okay. We're working on it. It's okay.
yeah, I got both books. So obviously, that's going to be the main thing we talk about today. Kind of skip ahead a little bit. I was able to enter both codes in, no problem. Got them both. It's a little weird that you have to go to the website, but it's also not a huge surprise.
Yeah. Agreed. Agreed.
It is what it is. Yeah, I guess all my hobby stuff is regarding around Stormcast. So, did you have any hobby stuff you want to tackle, non-Stormcast or Orc related?
I've slowly been adding to the Deepkin as of late. So over this shoulder here, I've got the Underworld's Warband slowly being
Oh,
worked
okay.
on here. And over this shoulder, there are 10 Reavers who are slowly going to be joining the force. I think I might want to try and run a list with about 50 of them. So I'll be at that for a little while.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's
So,
one of the things. Is like I was. I'll go into hobby a little bit here. So I painted up 5 Vindicators, which is the new Spearman from Stormcast, and damn man, the new Thunderstrike armor is so fast to paint. Like
there you go.
I got done, and especially considering that like prior to this, I was painting Wardens. We're like
Yeah. And
one
doing them
Warden.
very well, too.
Well, I don't
So,
go that
yeah.
far, but I was at least going into a lot of detail.
Yes, you were. You were.
I mean, like one Warden was taking me about 5 hours, whereas I probably got done with like the seafoam green of the main armor and all the gold accents in about 2 hours for the entire army. So like,
Wow, that's awesome.
at that rate, I'm like, maybe I could go back and paint the probably 4,000 points of Stormcast that I have.
Now, don't get crazy here. You're going to think this, and then you're going to get partway
Yeah.
through and go, do I not like myself? What's going on here?
Yeah. See, the problem is I've had like 4 false starts with Stormcast.
I understand that.
So
Yeah.
like I got the starter set. I tried playing them, and I was like, boy, they don't know how to write rules. I'm gonna play something else. And then I was like, no, I just didn't know how to play well enough. I'm
Nah,
gonna do it again. And then I bought like new stuff to get a new list, and then the Dracos came out, so I bought some Dracos,
there you go.
and then Vanguard came out, so I was like, well, maybe Vanguard are it. So I bought a bunch of hunters, and then I did then I fell into the
Sacrosanct Chamber.
Sacrosanct Champ, and I actually attempted to run them at Adepticon. Um,
Okay.
that was the year my phone got stolen.
Oh, that's right. Oh, jeez.
So not only was that the year my phone got stolen, but it was still so cold, and I never brought my army inside. So I brought a. So just to show you how well I would have done,
Yeah.
my Lord Arcanum on Toralon, I had to use some super glue in places since I,
Right.
did the thing where you don't put them all together at once.
Right. You did a sub-assembly.
Yes.
Yes.
And so
Gotcha.
like all the super glue froze and broke.
Oh, no. It's terrible.
Same thing with my Celestin Prime. So
Oh, no. Not
again,
that.
uh, a list 2 years ago, 3 years ago, with a Toralon and the Lord Celestin Prime, I was going to top tables, baby.
Yeah, you were. Yeah, that's exactly where that was heading. Yep.
All right,
I'd
let's
say that's good marketing on GW's part if they've gotten you to buy every single Stormcast release, a couple Stormcasts. So,
Well,
I mean, I'm just saying.
see.
They are
I mean,
doing it
again, if you look at my, if you look at like my where I go to for 40K with my
Right.
Custodes and Grey Knights,
right. Grey Knights.
and
Yeah.
like even if you look at like whenever I play role playing games, I always go for like the
Paladin.
strong. Well, not maybe. Yes, I mean basically, but he doesn't have to be a paladin. Like
Right. I get what you're saying.
I
though.
enjoy a nice neutral, good, strong hero.
There we go. Yeah.
Which again was also one of the problems I had with whenever Lumineth Realmlords came out. Because they have the cover of like the bright and like everyone's here and we're here to save you, but we're not here to save you. We're here to do what we want, and if you get in the way, we'll
Right.
kill you. And it's like didn't
Oh,
have to go that
okay.
hard, man.
Yeah.
Could have pulled that one back.
yeah. Yeah. You didn't have to announce that bit.
Well, what's funny is like that's actually one of the reasons why I came up with the narrative character I did.
Okay.
Because I basically made him almost like a Jedi.
Okay.
And oh gosh, I'll tell you beginning of a podcast from talking about my OC, like everyone cares, but
Jeez. Yeah.
whatever, it's my
Mhm.
show, no one watches. So
And click it off.
Go
It's
ahead
all
and
right.
like, favorite, subscribe, and go ahead and put your tell me all about your OC in the comments below.
Yes, because people care.
I'll read it. I will read it and favorite it,
There you
or at least
go.
have
All
Chuck
right.
favorite it.
Oh, there you go.
But
Jeez.
yeah, I basically had him be like a Jedi who had basically like survived the Civil War,
Okay.
and
Okay.
and he like came upon like Teclis like came upon him one day, and he's like,
Mhm.
"You seem to be alone a lot. What do what's going on?" And he's just like, "I just don't think. I think us thinking that we're the best."
Might be dumb.
Where he's like, he basically like I basically like reworded Socrates's, I know that I know nothing, therefore I am wise.
Okay.
Like I know I'm not the best, so therefore I'm on a higher path than everyone else.
Right.
And so then like it like intrigued Teclis, and he's like, "We're gonna put you on a path." And so what's funny is I actually wrote him to be a lore seeker before lore seekers came out.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
I sent
guess.
him to a city of Sigmar in Hish to like try and understand the people.
Okay. And how they're
Before-
surviving and thriving
Right.
there.
And then they
all
come
that.
out with Alumnia,
Nice.
and they also have the Enlightened going there to like.
Oops.
I was like, "Damn it, GW! Stop reading my stuff. Get out my
Yeah,
diary."
exactly. That's what they were doing. Yep.
Hey, I mean, what was it? I forget what it was. There's something that Chuck and I were talking about, and he's like, "Yeah, they're doing that," and I was like, "They're watching my show."
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into the news here. Let me see here. Okay. So we're going to start off. I don't know if you saw this. On September 6th, they came out with an article that said this larger than life Imperator Titan gives a new meaning to a labor of love.
On the 6th.
Yes.
Oh, I might have missed this.
Yeah.
Let me open this up.
So
My
this
word.
is 100% handmade. It's not based off of a model. There might be a bit here or there that looks like a GW bit.
Right. Yeah.
But this is a 2-scale Imperator Titan. I think it says, where does it say? Mainly built with foam board and industrial hot glue held up by PVC pipe skeleton. Can be broken down into 21 pieces for teleportation or transportation. Jesus Christ, teleportation.
We figured out teleportation while we were at this too. Don't worry. They were both on the same level.
It would probably make it a little bit easier. This thing looks like it's...
It's got some height to it.
Yeah. Yeah, let's see. I know that it said somewhere on here how big it was, but I want to say it's almost 9 feet.
Forge World Mars Pattern Warlord Titan stands almost 2 feet tall, making Atlas nearly 5 times its size. So nearly 10 foot tall.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
So hey, if you want to spend all of your time, money, and effort,
you too can
yeah,
make.
you could be on the community website.
Yeah. Yes, you can.
Um, so yeah, so I thought this was super cool.
Yeah, it is.
Again, I have a many years ago. I was part of the burgeoning cosplay group, and so I appreciate anything that takes this much effort to work and create by hand. So
Yeah, it's really cool that they're just kind of putting something out there that's mostly just, it looks like scenery kits and then just someone's imagination.
yeah,
And they're being cool with just showing that off to everyone.
I mean, now again, I don't know what you do with it.
Neither does the guy who made it.
Yeah,
So it's
so
okay.
well, I guess we'll go to Adepticon and we'll have a million
Everyone
point.
versus me. Yeah.
Yeah, up a renegade got in there.
Yeah.
All right. So next up, we have a article from, uh, well, I don't know if I call it an acquaintance, Tyler Mangle. He came out with a article earlier in the month about how to do the Cruel Boy skin.
Yeah.
And so
With
honestly,
the contrast paints, right?
right, right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Which,
So it
cool.
honestly, this was one of the things I was so nervous about painting them that I. This is one of the reasons why I didn't start a Cruel Boy army.
Okay.
But with the look here, like there's literally nothing I can't do. Again, I'm not good at edge highlighting, so I might just skip that part. But
No, I hear you.
I mean,
No, I
it's
love his work whenever he puts up an article. It's one of those, hey, he
yeah,
breaks this down a way. I feel like I could do this.
yeah,
I
yeah.
like this.
Well, honestly, prior to starting this, one of the things I was thinking about doing was a like a painting channel for like tabletop
Hmm.
quality.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the things that I feel is like I got it down to the point where people go, "Oh wow, that looks really nice." I'll never win a tournament, but people recognize it,
No.
and I think
Right.
it's to the point where it's just like a formulaic. But look, I mean, like
Right.
he even has the leathers down, so he's like, "Here, just pick 2 colors for leathers, and then a
Be
color for your
happy.
straps." And then
Yeah.
I'm going to scroll down to the bottom here, so I apologize for making anyone burpy. But yeah, so there you have just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 contrasts and a metallic. I
Yeah.
mean, yes,
It's not
please.
much. That's
Yeah.
doable. Yeah. I'll take that.
Moving right along, we have the next 8 Warhammer 40K figures announced from McFarlane Toys, because again, we don't want to promote anything other than the stuff that sells the best.
Yeah.
And forbid we put out a Fire Slayer or something, huh?
No, that's not happening.
But yeah, so we have. So first up, they showed the Reaver, one of the most popular units of the new Space Marines.
Yeah. Especially looks wise, I'd say.
They are really cool. I do.
Yeah.
I feel like they are a neat scout unit.
Yeah.
Well, but we'll see how it goes out. That's.
Yeah.
Then they have they have an orc, which I was actually really happy to see a non-space marine figure.
Right.
However, I hope that maybe they find something other than lime green for the skin.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's very green.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I appreciate the effort. I don't necessarily know if this is a success.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't feel like this was GW's normal painters painting these. Let's put it that way.
Definitely not. But again, like I said, I also feel like the sculpts are off. Like, I mean,
I agree. Whenever I see this, the orc skull in the beginning, I just look at
Yeah.
it and it feels plain,
yeah, it
especially
feels
for the size.
very odd. And then we get what else was that? So then we get the buzz saws where they have buzz saw hands.
Yeah.
Then you have a big mech, and I'd like to see the backpack on, because I think
Yeah, I'd like to see how much that sticks up over his head and all that.
because
Yeah,
I feel like that one's probably the best one in my opinion
yeah, I
out of the
agree.
orcs. And then we got a
Yeah,
Gene Stealer out of left field.
out of left field here. Yeah, agreed. Agreed.
I was like, oh, okay, all right. And then of course, then there's an artist proof Gene Stealer showing the claw alternates and the face alternate. Pretty sure it says in here. Oh, it's supposed to be. Yeah, yeah. I forget to say if
Scything talons and feeder tendrils. Yeah.
I forget to see if that's only with the artist proof or if it's going to be something you can swap out in the packaging. But yeah, if you don't, here's another thing: if you want to be on if you want to be on the Warhammer community site, just buy 1,000 of these and just take pictures of you tormenting your significant other or your cat or something. You could be on there, no
Jeez.
problem.
I have to say, I definitely like the artist proof a lot more than I like the model up top. So,
Well, at least with the painted one,
hmm
you can still tell the sculpt is still good. I
right.
actually like the Scything Talons better, but
hmm
whichever preference you have, if you don't
Right.
mind painting it, you can always go back and paint this one
Yep.
just fine.
Yep.
Um, all right, so what's that? Oh, so we had our next update for Total War Warhammer 3.
Yeah.
Why I still don't understand why it's not Total Warhammer, but
Yeah.
they showed off China.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Okay. Yeah.
Again, I know it's something that existed.
Right.
Um, again, it's a little before my time.
hmm
I love the terracotta soldiers. That's super cool.
Yeah, that's a cool idea.
Now, again, I have to admit, every time I see this, I don't really see Total War. Oh, and even it says right here, Warhammer: The Old World. I was just about ready to say. I was like, I feel like they're just showing us what they're doing in the old world without saying it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
totally missed it. It even says it down in the corner there. So
Yep. Down
yeah,
the bottom left there, it definitely says in all of these the old world.
yeah. So yeah, we're definitely getting some of those.
hmm
I love the floating islands, man. It's cool.
No, it's a very cool idea. I agree.
Yeah, I again, I know we already did our old world show, but I'm looking forward to it, man. I like
No.
no matter how much I say, like, yeah, we'll see. I'm still excited for it. I can't help it.
Yeah. Always excited to see what they'll do.
Yeah.
I would prefer more resources just go into like AOS or 40K.
Oh,
But
I
hey,
agree. I
since we're
agree.
doing this too, let's do it.
All right. So let's see. Oh, this was a very important article. Very important article
Oh,
came out on September 20th. Warhammer Community investigates. Can your choice of dice turn you into a champion? So this article is all about how your dice are rigged, and we all know it.
yes.
There's good dice. There's bad dice.
Yes,
So
everybody knows you should cook your dice. Never
yes,
heard that here.
put them right in the microwave for five
Yeah.
seconds at a time.
Oh boy.
I actually don't know if that'll work or not, but
I have no idea what you're supposed to do. It's
um,
just stupid.
so uh, I think the article's hilarious.
Yeah,
Now,
definitely.
I do have to say though, I think the faction dice are all hideous.
I am very glad that they have at least figured out not to put a symbol on both
Oh,
the
I know.
1 and the 6. That drives me nuts whenever I'm playing against somebody with that.
Yeah,
It's one of those, I've by the end of the game, I know what's what. That first turn, I'm sitting there going, "What they just roll?"
yeah. Especially if you're like, I don't know. See, that's why I just go back to the honor system, and
No, I
I
do
don't.
too. I mean,
I
I'm
don't even look
trusting
to see
them.
what my opponent's rolling. You rolled all sixes? Sure, I'm sure you did.
Yeah, but it's one of those things that sometimes you're sitting there and you're both watching a charge, and you look, he rolls 2 symbols, and you look up at your opponent like, was that good or bad?
So good or
I
bad.
don't know.
Um, so now on to some super fun happy time news. September 24th, Warhammer decided to celebrate their 1 millionth customer by giving you the opportunity to buy a bunch of their fucking shit so then they can charge you for I guess no, they give it to you for free at least, but $250 order
Yes.
for a Space Marine sergeant. Are you shitting me?
At least at that price, you won't be paying shipping on it from them, right?
I wouldn't be surprised if they're like, Sergeant comes separately, must pay for shipping. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
come on. This should have just been something. They should have done something a little more universal.
Yeah, they
Like-
should have allowed anybody to be able to buy it for one. It being a Space Marine doesn't surprise me,
No.
doesn't upset me at all.
No. I'm
I'm
not
okay with
surprised
that.
by it. It's one of those things
But-
where it's like, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. But I'm also mad.
I just wish that anybody could just go on and buy it, and you don't have to spend $250.
Why can I not just buy this figure
Mhm.
and move on with my day? Because again, what also irks me is 150 British pounds, whenever I did this, came out to be like $203 or something like that.
Yeah.
So like they're like, you know what? Let's just round up.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's just round up with the nearest 50. Like
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Like we're already at a time where people are kind of starting to turn sour.
Right.
And like you're raising prices. You're not necessarily well, you did raise prices, but it's not
You
like
did.
you're constantly raising prices. But
No.
new products are coming out at higher price points. We're having less new start collecting boxes. I don't remember the last time we got a new one of those.
Right.
And I know I said that a little facetiously. I just actually don't remember. It could have been recently. But like, why a Space Marine? Why can't you do like a tape measure, some
Oh,
objective
that'd be
markers?
cool. Yeah, okay. No, I agree. That would have been great. An objective marker set.
Yeah.
That'd have
Well,
been
that's
awesome.
that's one of the things that I've always said. Like, come up with stuff that everyone can use. You can
Yeah.
do objective markers, even just an objective marker. You could do scatter terrain. Like you'd have this could have been like a statue,
Yeah.
and then you
Yeah.
could have had your choice of Space Marine or Stormcast to put on top. You know, like
Mhm.
they're. It's I don't know. Well, I know you kind of lived a little in the boonies, so
A little bit.
You
Little bit.
probably did not grow up with Tech TV and G4.
No.
So
Really.
Tech TV was a network that was more about computer stuff and just general nerd geekery. And
Okay.
G4 did the same, except for it was a little bit more focused on video games.
Okay.
So needless to say, like the PC crowd was not necessarily large enough to be enjoying this satellite channel only.
Fair
So
enough.
it eventually fizzled and G4 took over. And G4 came out and it got these, all these younger actors and all these other people, and it was and they kind of just let them do their thing.
Okay.
Kind of like what GW did whenever they got their new CEO and the start collecting boxes came out, prices
Yeah, they
went
were
down.
just pretty well. It seems like they were told just do whatever you can to make money. Go
Right,
at it. Yeah.
right. It was like whenever the Warhammer community site first came out. And then
Yeah.
like eventually it was like the execs went, oh, whenever they said this word or whenever they did this bit, people liked that more and things spiked. So just do that more. And like it eventually fizzled out because it became so corporate.
Right.
And I feel like with GW, they're going exactly back to there now. Like
Yeah. we are
James
kind of
Workshop is
on a little that way.
becoming a little bit less of a joke and a little bit more of a parody.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we'll see where they go.
Yeah.
So
Just to say, if you're going to go out there and buy online retailer, you don't have to buy from GW. And quite a lot of sites offer a slight discount if you buy it off of them. And it's a legal discount. You don't have to worry about it.
So you know what? I just switched over, but hold on. Let me switch back to that because I do want to kind of say, I really love the people that work at this company.
Mhm.
I know chucking them. He has his long-standing Twitter conversations and all this other stuff with
Right.
some of the guys behind the set, and because of that, I've been able to meet them at Adepticon and Nova and stuff like that, and have meals with them,
Right.
and on an individual basis, I love them all and I want to support them.
Right.
But as a company, they're just getting so out of touch. I mean, they're just kind of doing whatever they want. So at this point, yes, don't worry about pre-ordering. I mean, go through your
If you're gonna do anything, go through your friendly local game store if
Yeah.
you have one. Do that.
support them,
Yes.
but then also, like I said, like you were talking about, there's websites that offer up to a 20% discount, I think, some places.
Yeah, I think it's 15, but yeah, if you can get 20,
Yeah,
try and get
15 to 20%.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
There's
the money
other-
ends up shoveling over the GW eventually. So
but other people make brushes, other people make paints, other people make base and grit.
yep. Yes. If GW does that whole sand thing again, do not pay whatever it was, $15 for a little tub of sand.
Yep.
Don't do that again.
But like I said, I think right now I'm not calling for a full boycott. I think that's a little silly. But
I agree.
if you're trying to get your army into third edition mode, I would say hit up Tabletop Simulator, TTS. Try out some lists, try some Proxian. Don't buy until you know. Once you
Yep.
get that list hammered out, then go ahead and buy. If you're sitting there going, maybe I should start a third army or fourth army, maybe wait. Maybe pick up another game. Maybe let them know, hey, we can't afford this. It's getting a little out of hand. I forget what I was looking at, but I was like, I was looking at I was just pricing out a sister's army.
Oh, yeah.
And I stopped whenever I started getting to like the $800 mark.
Yeah, that is one thing I can say about my Deepkin is they are definitely not the cheapest army. However, I love them too much. So,
Right. But yeah, I mean, it's like I was thinking about picking up a fourth mega, but I don't want to put $200 in to have just one more model in my army.
right.
Um,
Yeah, I think that might be a small miss. The megas were a little too expensive, and it may even just be by only like $20 per model. Like,
I mean, in all honesty, there's no reason for those to be more than 150. There's not so much plastic in there to
right.
to explain it. I mean, again, it's not like, and again, I've said it whenever, I don't remember if you were at the channel or not at that point, whenever they came out, I was like, if you would have charged $120 for a mega, every person I know would have had a Sun's army.
I might not have had a Sun's army, but I might have one.
Right. Everyone's
Yeah.
going to pick an ally just because
Yeah.
they're fun.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
So, on to good news. This past
Yes.
weekend was the New Orleans or Nolans U.S. Open.
Yeah.
I didn't hear too much about the 40K side, but everything that
Me
I
neither.
have heard, everyone had a great time. I know, again, Chuck, our overseer,
Jeez.
our own.
Let's not give him quite that title now. Come on.
Listen, I mean, we're the Strength Hammer Underground, so we're trying to overthrow him, but he is our overseer. I mean,
I mean, he's pretty well already overthrown. It's okay.
he's the one that uploads it. He's the only one that has the YouTube password. So
It's okay. We're deep enough in the episode. He won't hear me say
yeah.
that. It's okay.
He gets in about 5 minutes and then checks out. It's fine.
Yeah, it's okay.
But yeah, no, it looks super great. Friend of the show, Bill,
Yeah. Yeah.
just
Bill
flexing.
Souza go taking it out with, of all things, he's going in there with Slanesh and taking her out. It's great.
I'm telling you, he's just flexing at this point.
He's just reminding us all why he is where he is. Yeah, he can't make it to anywhere near as many tournaments to be at the top of the leaderboard right now, but
I'll tell you,
he'll
man.
just show up and remind us. That's all.
He's going to show up to Austin. I don't know if he's
Yeah.
going to Austin or not, but he's going to show up to Austin with 1,000 points. Beats a chaos list, and
Well, I know he got the invite for whatever the fourth and final one is, so we'll get to see what for crazy list he ends up bringing to that, right? That'll be
yeah,
fun.
yeah. All right, and then on to the last piece of news here. Finally, we get access. And this just came out the 5th. So we finally get access to the first Age of Sigmar content on Warhammer Plus. Yes, sons of bitches.
I don't think anyone's figuring out how much you are upset by this. You may want to, help out with that.
So the did you see the article at all?
I did not. I did see the sketches from it though,
Yeah,
floating
that's
around Twitter. I mean, I think that was the major thing. I saw the Deepkin sorceress or
yeah,
whatever. Like, she looks great.
yeah.
I wish that was a model. So,
I'm hoping that she will be,
yeah.
at some point. Um, yeah, man, this is another thing. If I didn't pay the full year thing already, I would have unsubscribed from this so fast.
I gotcha. Yeah, no, I haven't even subscribed yet, and I don't know if I will or not.
I mean, again, like I said, I want to support them.
No, yeah, I want this. I personally wanted to hear this huge, overwhelming support from the community and be like, well, I have to because this is just so great what they've put out. But
I
I think it's going to be one of those things I wait and I'll
well, I said
subscribe
here's one of the
later.
big pain in the butts. So I am all over the place in my house. Like I have different places where I kind of just set up shop and start doing stuff. So like
Okay.
I have a Roku on my TV. That's where I have the Warhammer app set up right now.
Okay.
If I log into my phone or my computer, I have to log in again on these, and then I have to re-log in on my computer or on my television whenever I go back to that.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a pain.
And it's not just a password. It's here's the code, go to the website, put in the code after you log in there. Because they're so terrified of people doing this, giving your account away. Guess what? You're probably only bringing in like 3% of the people who would be otherwise looking at your content if they could share accounts. Like,
Right.
there's no, like, if anyone is interested, they've subscribed. Your price
Yep.
point isn't that bad.
Yeah.
But
And
like,
you're not getting new people with this either.
but
It's the big
like,
thing.
I feel bad, and I also feel like I'm in like this. I don't know if you've ever watched Zoolander.
Can't think that I have now.
Well,
You'll
Zoomer.
find I don't watch a lot of things. Hey, now, wait. Hey. Slander down in here. Jeez.
Well, watch Zoolander. So, anyways, it's this comedy about this male model who's the greatest male model to ever male model.
Okay.
And in the beginning, they show like that he has all these different looks,
Okay.
but it's literally the exact same thing over and over again. But they all have names like Magnum and Latigra and all this other stuff.
Okay. Okay.
And so Will Ferrell's in it, and he's the bad guy. And at the end, where his like plan is breaking apart, and they're talking about the different looks, and he just goes, "It's the same look. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills." And so I'm in that realm with people talking about how good the animations are. Because I see these animations and they're terrible.
Oof. Oof.
Like the artwork, like if you were to find like a picture, like say for Angels of Death, if you are looking at a picture of them like traveling through the cosmos and you pause it, you will have a beautiful still frame.
Yeah.
If you look at the Space Marine in their power armor, It looks awesome.
Yeah.
If you look at their lips when they talk, it is abhorrent.
Gotcha.
Mouths are one of the hardest things to animate because of
Right.
how much they move. All they do is literally just shoot the mouths up and down. And so, like,
Oh.
there's one character who, for some reason, has overly pursed lips, like she's in a fucking porno.
Oh, geez.
And so, like, when she talks, her lips don't unpurse.
They just drop a level.
No,
and
they
then
just
re-raise.
stay. They just stay straight out.
Oh.
And like I
Shit.
remember one scene, like whenever they did like a cutaway from one of the spoilers, one of the random Blood Angels dies. They show him shooting, and he has a helmet on, and the camera zooms in to the point where they go through the camera and show his eye. There is
Okay.
just a random piece of skin under his eye that's pulled up in like a
Oh,
like a
no.
little hill just to make it have a little more personality, like to add a little emotion to the eye because they don't know how to do it otherwise.
Oh, no.
And I'm like,
Ugh.
why?
Yeah, that's rough. That's
And-
rough.
And like I said, I mean, I can swallow some bad animation,
Mhm.
but they have been touting these animations for 3 years.
For a while, yeah. Yeah, 2 or 3, definitely.
So, well, again, I know they were talking about them at one of the Novas, and we haven't had Nova 2 for 2 years. So,
Well, then, there you go. Yeah. That makes that easy.
yeah. So it's like, I'm not asking for,
Yeah.
like I said, again, I know not everyone really watches anime that much. I'm not asking for season 1 of One Punch Man that was notably one of the best drawn anime in the past couple, well, it's actually been a while now, but not asking for that.
Yeah.
But I am asking for mouths to move with the words. And if someone makes an ooh noise, maybe their mouth goes in to make a ooh noise. Like, I don't know too many people that
Gotcha.
just close their mouths to go ooh.
Gotcha.
That is neither here nor there. So this is why we have the palate cleanser, so we can get away from these things.
Yes. Yes.
Ah, September 7th, Rumor Engine, a big hammer.
That looks like it's for 40K in my mind. This makes me think of like a Forge Fiend or something like that in
Okay.
Chaos. So I'm thinking this is some sort of Chaos Mechanicus type thing.
I agree. I know we've been getting a lot of rumors about some new limited Chaos Space Marine models. Got through.
There we go. There we go. We got there.
And I assume this is part of it. However, I do want it to be Chaos Dwarves.
Yeah, you're going to be disappointed if that's what
I
you
am.
want it to
I
be.
am. But
Okay,
I still want it to be.
that's fair. You're allowed to want things.
September 14th.
Yeah, now this one is interesting. In my mind, this is obviously some sort of elven deal going on in here.
Yep.
Especially the scabbard makes me
Mhm.
think elf. These lion heads, I don't know what's going on here, but
I already know what this is.
I know that you know what this is. I already have a very good idea that you have a guess. This
So-
being, go ahead, the other half of our Lumineth, I'm guessing.
So that's where I knew you were going. But I'm
Oh,
not
okay.
going there.
Okay. All right. Where are
Welcome.
you going?
To your first image of the Umbraneth.
All right, hit me with it.
So, you see the scabbard?
Yes.
Dragon wings. Those aren't
Okay.
those aren't lion heads, those are dragon heads.
Okay.
Who is the head of the Umbraneth?
Not coming to mind.
I was hoping you were going to say it because I always get the name wrong. It's the Dark Elf King
Oh,
who
yes.
merged with his Dark Dragon or his Black
Hmm.
Dragon. So I have a feeling Umbreneth are going to be these draconic focused shadow elves.
Okay, and I can see that with what I'm guessing is hair behind the sword there, whenever
Yep.
you say that.
Yep.
So we've got some sort of cloak on us here
Yep.
that's on our back, and this hair weight. Okay, okay.
And I think what you see there between the shoulder and the hair, I think that's a bow.
Hmm, okay.
For the viewers at home, I pointed to the screen, which you can't see, so I'll use my mouse. Bow right here.
There we go.
So say hello to your new Umbreneth Underlords. Underlords.
Yes.
However, it probably will just be a dark elf from a Cities of Sigmar Underworld's warband.
Jeez. Just dash everyone's hopes after getting all up right there. Gee.
I mean, hey, we still haven't seen the other thing from Beastgrave, the Sylvaneth guys.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right.
So, heaven forbid, September 21st.
September 21st. This, in my mind, makes me think of Night Haunt. So, I don't know what you're getting from it.
So, I think that's what they want you to think.
Okay.
Here's what I think.
I just saw something up in the top left corner. Is that a shoe?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Here's what I'm
Some sort
thinking.
of spellcaster. Okay, hit me with it.
This is the head of the Order of Azir Witch Hunters.
Hmm. Okay. It's an idea.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Okay. Okay. See, I was thinking with the magic in my mind seemingly coming out of the gravestone that
Oh,
it might
see, to me,
just
that's
be
a
like,
tree.
hey, that might just be a tree right there. Okay. In
And
my mind, that was like flame or
it
magic
could
coming
be.
up off of it.
It
Yeah.
absolutely could be. It could be a
Who
chaos
knows?
sorcerer.
Who has a clue?
Me,
Nobody
I just
does.
told you what it is. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I have no clue what I'm talking about over here.
No.
Okay.
Well, again, this is probably another. This is probably to the same warband as the other one. That's
Oof. You're probably not
September
wrong, too.
28th.
Ah, this one. So, I forget where I remember looking and finding this symbol somewhere else in Age of Sigmar, or at least something very similar to it. Um, I really don't know what this is going to end up being. It obviously, I feel like we should be getting death vibes from it, obviously, right? All these bones and
Or
everything.
cannibal. So it could be ogres.
Or
but
cannibal. There we go. But this metalwork, way too fancy for ogres.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
I agree. I think I'm going to go out on a limb on this one.
mhm.
I think this image is flipped upside down
Okay, I can see that.
because the way the ribs are built, that's a rib cage upside down.
Okay. I'm starting to feel like this might be Ozark Bone Reapers, but there's too much muscle to it, you know?
I don't know. Like, that's the thing is like, I personally feel that the symbol, the metal symbol there is very Night Haunt.
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
But that body is not very ethereal.
right.
Getting all kinds of mixed vibes here.
And so I don't see Osiark Bone Reapers, I don't see them doing that kind of symbol.
Mhm.
So, and I, I'm afraid to say it,
Okay.
but
Hmm.
this is, oh boy. You ready for Pandora's box to be open?
Oh boy, we're going to be here a minute. All right, let me settle in.
Soulgrave, second wave, Vampires back on the table.
Vampirates back on the table. So you're thinking this is a ship?
Yes. This is a boat.
Mm-hmm. I can see it as like the figurehead on the front of a boat.
Yep.
I don't know. I will give you another old release. I think that might be the army that this looks like it goes with the most. I'll give you that. But I don't know about a boat.
I mean, it's definitely a boat. It's definitely a boat.
It.
Now we might be getting Dreadfleet.
Oh, jeez. No, I don't think they're ever going to do Dreadfleet again. I think that one that flopped hard enough. They're good.
Now they're like, no, we can do it if we really try.
Build it better. It'll be fine.
All right, so there you go. Not Soulgrave, Soul Blight, Wave 2, Vampirates, coming back October 5th.
October 5th.
Chess.
Oh, we're doing the 5th then? The chest here. Yeah, no. This, I would have to say, would also be, if we are going to get the human wave, this would be what goes with it, in my mind.
Yeah, I can see that. Like these are... I assume it's tied to someone's back. Like, I assume this is like someone's cloak or coat billowing, and we can see part of their leg.
Yeah.
Again, we'll see. Like I said, I agree with you. I don't know why. I guess it's maybe just this regular looking knot that I feel like it's a human thing.
Maybe, yeah.
Like, if it was maybe like an intestine or a bone, I mean, I might come up with something else, but...
Right, but this just looks kind of mundane, which isn't exactly a bad thing. It's just, these are the humans trying to make it in this awfully terribly terrible universe. It'll be fine.
We are like 4 years beyond due for a human release.
No, I agree. Something to help out the city's book, I believe.
I mean, like I said, we had that whole episode about that, and I'm telling you, man, I have no idea where just no idea where they're going with it.
Right.
With the rumors of Order Azir coming out after the Chaos Doors blow up.
Yeah.
The gate. It just seems like so much narrative going around the humans, or just the collective mortal souls of to just be like, hey, guys from the Pantaloons, they're getting some cool new rules.
Right.
So we'll see. We'll see where we're going. We'll see. That's all I could say.
I'll give you that.
So, what else was there? I don't think there's anything else. There's no other like special rumors that slipped. There was nothing else there, like anything like that.
Not too much more that I can think of that happened in that time. No.
I guess we could talk a little 40K about the Black Templars being released or being announced.
Black Templars are getting a lot of love right now,
and being released before my Stormcast that were released a month ago.
Yeah. So we're about a month out from that book being released, and still none of them dragons.
I just want my Vigilors. Give them.
Just one unit. That's all you need released.
You don't have to release it. Just give me the one.
Send you one box of Vigilors, and you'll shut up. That's it.
I'll tell everyone how great GW is if you just give me the one.
There you go, GW. You heard it here first. If you want Matt to stop bad talking you, 5 Vigilors, done. That's it. That's all.
I guess I could get 5 of the hero and just put them on 32s.
Now you're just getting way too greedy. I'll tell you.
Hey, I'll have 3 more Gryph-hound units ready to go.
There you go.
So, like I said, with that being said, though, both the Orc War Clans and the Stormcast books both came out.
Yeah.
So I like you. I know you said that you don't have either book, but I know you've kind of been looking into them, kind of watching some shows.
Yes.
Just kind of high level. What? Let's go over. Let's kind of break it down a little bit. So
Sure.
let's go with. Have you looked into the narrative at all?
The narrative is the one thing that I haven't really been able to find. Hasn't really come up too much in the shows whenever I was looking around for everything as to what all's happening in
Well,
both books.
like I said, as far as that goes, and this goes for everybody, if you're ever wanting to know the lore of these books, 2+ stuff, Doug does an amazing job. It's like he found what he was born to do, man. That's so. With that being said, the Cruel Boys kind of pick up right where they left off, where they were announced, where they're sneaking and all that other fun stuff, and same thing with the Iron Jaws. Iron Jaws picked up right off where they left off.
Yeah.
With the Stormcast, they kind of turn the page a little bit, where they actually start talking about stuff happening in the Realm Gate Wars,
Okay.
and they're talking about it like as if it were myth.
Right. I did hear about this that the Realm Gate Wars have basically become a legend nowadays. That nobody's really certain they even happened.
Right. Which, I'll tell you, at that rate, Brock is looking great for a dwarf of his age. I'll tell you, man.
Yeah. Yeah, he is.
That's gonna be the one problem. Like, I don't want them to make a big stink about it. Keep moving the time forward. I'd rather the story move forward than stay in,
One spot for too long. Yeah.
because like,
well, we're going to move 1 month ahead now.
right.
Not a lot happened.
Well, like I said, I started Warhammer 40K back in mid 5th edition. And from mid 5th edition until 7th edition,
Yeah.
nothing changed. Like, there was stories would happen, but like there was no page turn. Oh,
No, I agree. Whenever I started about mid fifth, nothing really happened.
so real quick, touch back.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Black Templars. First off, this is the most this is the most attention I've seen Black Templars get since I started playing 40K.
Nice. Great. Great.
Like, they're like, oh, Black Templars. Everyone loves Black Templars, but don't talk about them. It's like it's like their Fight Club. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
but I have to say, like, whenever they showed the book or the core set that's coming out this weekend or going up for pre-order this weekend, I was like,
Right.
wow, why would they pick them of all the Space Marines, like, to get new units?
Yeah. No, I agree.
But seeing that it's just like a unit or 2 units and needed heroes, and the rest is an upgrade sprue. Which, during our 40K episode, is I'm pretty sure what I said they should have been doing the entire time for Dark Angels and Blood Angels.
Almost. Like they're listening to this show.
I know. That's what Chuck and I were talking about. That's it right there. So, like, because I was like, I mean, obviously, like, for Blood Angels, they're, if I'm not mistaken, like, they're big. It's their big unique unit. Isn't it like some sort of flying thing? They're all gold.
What, Blood Angels and oh geez. Well, they kind of have 2 units because they have their like we want death faction, the black all the guys who succumb to the Black Rage.
Yeah.
And then we have
there are no
Sanguine
Primaris of
and all
them.
them. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like, it would have been so easy for them to either upgrade the heroes to Primaris. I know they did one.
Yeah, I think they might have done one from everybody. I need to double check.
But, like, how did I don't think Dante was the one that got it. Or Mephiston.
I don't think so.
But, like, Dante, Mephiston, give me a Sanguine Priest. Give me the gold jetpack guys as a Primaris unit.
Right.
And give me a Primaris upgrade sprue. Done.
Yeah.
That's not gonna break the bank. You're not going to crazy town, and now everyone has what they want.
Yeah.
Same thing with
Yeah.
Dark
If
Angels.
somebody wants to. Yeah.
Are you telling me you couldn't give me new Primaris? Like, this should have been where they started with Primaris Terminators, with those, I forget what they call them, the Knights.
Oh, geez. Yeah. I can never remember. By the way, the gold guys are Sanguinary Guard. I had to look it up
There
because it
you
was
go.
driving me nuts. So,
Sanguinary Guard. So I'm looking out for you, Blood Angel players.
yep.
But yeah, I mean, again, just give Dark Angels upgraded whatever their Knights are, because I love those models.
Yeah.
I also
Give us
love
just-
that the shooting focused army gets the special unit that's melee.
Shh, don't think about it now. Don't you think about it.
But then give them a Belial, and that is the proper biblical pronunciation. It is Belial. Belial.
I'm not fighting you on anything, sir.
My God. Belial. I swear to God, if I hear Belial one more time, I'm just gonna sit on someone. I swear.
Yeah.
Azrael and the third one.
Right.
Just give you 3 new there. The Knights upgrade sprue. Move on with your day.
Yeah.
You didn't break the bank.
I think I also would want like upgrade sprues with like the robes that they all wear and all
yeah,
that.
absolutely.
Because that's like
Absolutely.
quintessential. That's
Absolutely.
a Dark Angel. Yeah.
And honestly, maybe you could even do just a veteran squad. I don't think
Yeah.
anyone's going to be upset with 2 kids.
Hey now.
Whoa. But, man,
Yeah.
could you imagine a Belial that was given the same treatment as, like some of the Death Guard units, like heroes?
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Man, imagine him on, like, a 50 mil base, like,
Oh jeez.
squishing stuff.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Tyrannid guts coming between his fingers.
Going everywhere. Yeah.
Again, there's another model that... Does he have a model now?
I think he's still on his old one that's in Terminator armor with the sword in the air.
Oh, yeah. Well, so
Yeah.
again, whenever I started, he didn't have a model. So,
Oh, okay. Now he's got a model.
I don't understand why that... Like, you're making more product. Like, everything should have upgrade sprues. Everything in the book. Iron Fist, and I know they have... Or Imperial Fist. I know that there are old upgrade sprues that they just slap the word Primaris on.
Right. Yeah, I'm about to say I went to the Dark Angels page on GW's website. Dark Angels Primaris upgrades is a thing with shoulder pads, a couple arms, a power sword, and 2 heads.
Do not let them fool you. We at my local shop, we still have a... This is what actually tipped me off. It was actually Space
Okay.
Wolves. So we had the Space Wolves upgrade sprue, and then we got in the Primaris Space Wolf upgrade sprue. And I was like, these are the same.
Oh no.
Like, the shoulder pads aren't bigger. It's just they made the shoulder small enough on the Primaris that the old things will fit on top.
Okay. I thought there would have been a change.
Oh, why would you think that? I don't understand.
Because they got bigger?
They got bigger. But yeah, and then like I said, as far as Space Wolves and Grey Knights go, you just need new models there. Like, that's...
Yeah, I'd say we've seen everything the Grey Knights are getting for a little while in my mind. So,
Which, by the way, to continue on the 40K talk a little bit more,
yeah, might as well.
whenever those first came out, I forget which... there was 3 that every one of the Brotherhoods that everyone was touting. And I'm like, why is no one talking rapiers? Or rapiers? Rapier? I don't know how the normal way to pronounce it is at this point.
That's okay.
I've said it foolishly so
said
many
it.
times.
Yes.
Now, whenever I look, it's always rapiers. Brotherhood every friggin'
Nice.
time. And I was like,
There
of
you
course.
go.
If you see +1 attack, that's the route you go.
Hey, I can't say much. That's how my Harlequins go whenever I play them. Which
Right.
one says +1 attack? Okay, good enough.
That is the way everything goes in 40k and Age of Sigmar, hands down.
Right. Yep.
Okay, so. All right, so now that we've officially scared off Neil and Dave,
Yes, we've officially scared off lots of the audience. It's fine.
that's all right. They're asleep at this point.
Probably.
Oh shoot, that was right. I was thinking about doing an ASMR for the whole. Well, let's see if I can. Here we go with the Stormcast. Stormcast are really nice. I think they're well done. Yeah, we're not going to do that for a long time.
Yeah, don't do that.
No, so okay, so let's go over for, just kind of give me an overall. If you had to get a letter grade, we'll go school. We'll go school style because everyone else is
School style.
is numbers. We're gonna go letters.
Ooh. Okay. For which one?
Let's start off with orcs. How about this? Let's break it down because orcs
I was
is
gonna say,
so big.
Can I break orcs down into 3 different letter grades? One for each of our groups here.
So let's go. Cruel boys.
Cruel boys. Don't know 100% about them, but from what I have seen, I'd say they're a solid B right now.
I think they are an army that I'm going to have to either play or see played before I can properly give it a letter grade because I don't hear a lot of bitching about them.
Right.
And I
Right.
look at them.
That means they must be fair, right?
Right. And I look at them and I go, what am I missing?
Right.
What's missing? Because, like, to me, they look like a C plus.
Okay.
To me, again, I look at that the venomous weapons or whatever whatever it's called.
Yeah. The Lumineth ability.
Right, the allegiance ability
Yeah.
across the board that everyone on sixes does a mortal wound no matter what they did, no matter who they did it to.
Right. And that's burnt you a little bit.
I mean, again, I've just been down that road, and I know those sixes, when they're needed, are nowhere to be found.
I hear you.
Now, the Swamp Collar Shaman do have spells. Spells are an ability to... Yes, it's an ability, the elixir thing, to allow that to go on a 5-up.
Right. They can just do their imitation of, we're Lumineth,
Right.
but we're orcs. Yeah.
But again, I mean, let me double check here. Sorry, I've played Stormcast. I have only read...
Well, yeah, you just got the book.
Yeah, so you have one battle line, unless you're big yellows. 2 wounds, 5-up save, no mortal wound. 4s, either 4s, 3s with a 1-inch reach, or a 4s with a 2-inch reach. No rend. 2 attack
Right.
saves. You're not moving any mountains with that.
You are not. You're not. You're not standing up to the world's biggest punch either.
Right.
So,
I'm not. Whenever I saw them initially released, what I was expecting was, I was either expecting like a 6-up, 4-up, or no save and a 4-up ward or a 5-up ward.
okay. So something a little bit more along the lines of Fire Slayers in that way.
Yeah, I was
But
kind
without
of
the better armor save. Just kind of chuck the armor save out the window.
Right.
We're going
Right.
to believe this one.
and I did not.
Did not get that.
No, that is not what happened here at all. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of fun abilities. There's a lot of fun models. I just it gives me flashbacks of Liberators in first edition,
Okay.
where it's like you are building a house on sand.
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
And because again, I mean, you have to take Battle Tome. or you have to take battle line,
Right.
and if you don't have good battle line, you're going to fight uphill.
Right.
With that being said, there's a lot of neat stuff.
Yeah.
Let me see here real quick. Sorry, guys.
That's right. You should be apologizing to me for this. It's
Yeah.
okay. No, but
Okay.
I understand what you're saying. Whenever your battle line is not the strongest, it does make it feel more like a tax to get to play the rest of the army.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that's never fun.
But we'll kind of delve into them a little bit more here in a minute. What do you think of Iron Jaws?
Um, Iron Jaws, I think I rate slightly higher than the Cruel Boys in my mind. I think they're a B plus for an army. I think they're still in a good place.
I give them an A double plus, if not an S.
Okay. Okay.
I think they are going to be a problem.
We will see.
To not go into too much detail, did you see the Brutes War Scroll?
I did not. Did it change?
There's this one ability that you should.
Give me 1 second here. Let me just pull up my handy dandy app. War Clans, War Scrolls here. You said of a brute?
Yep, just regular old Brutes. Look up an ability called You Messin for me. I'm sorry, it's actually You Messin?
Oh. Oh. That's interesting. Aha. AKA murder me as the ability.
And they have a damn
Okay.
good profile.
Yeah, I'm looking. It's really not that bad. I really like the Gore Haka having a -2 rend in this day and age.
Yep.
Is very interesting. Okay. Yeah, that's going to hurt.
And
So we're
considering that,
talking 15 wounds, sitting on a 4-up save, probably a 3-up the turn that you decide that you would like to move then. But
yeah. And so to me, that's going to go Iron Jaws, Big Waw, Cruel Boys. I have a feeling the Cruel Boys are going to do better I have a feeling better if you take the shooting from the Cruel Boys and the Cruel Boy monsters and put those in a Big Waw and let those Brutes be your front line.
yeah, okay. No, I can see the Big Waw having a big buff because of something like that. Have them be your battle line. Grab your Cruel Boy archers to sit in the back and just get rid of everything.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not arguing with this. Yeah.
And then what do you think about the Bone Splitter?
Well, as anyone may know, we have a friend Brad who plays Bone Splitters.
Let's just call him Icarus for this situation.
He's been in mourning for quite some time now over the Bone Splitters. Yeah.
I told him
No.
that it was his fault for doing so well at NashCon.
Yes, he did so well, and then within a month, they're just like, "Nah,
Like,
new book, we're
whoa.
destroying them here." Yeah,
Whoa.
exactly. Yeah, no, don't play Bone Splitters.
I mean, unless you want your opponent to have a really good time. I mean,
If you were trying to have a fun narrative army, go for it.
Or if you've ever
Yeah.
watched a Warhammer Fantasy cinematic where the good guys come in and there's a bunch of orcs sitting around and they
murder
just
hundreds of orcs. Yeah.
if you really like that and want to play orcs, Bone Splitters, man.
Oh. Mm.
So yeah.
Pour one out for him. It was a good run.
So do we give them a solid F, or do they get like a D minus at least?
Give him a D minus.
D minus?
D minus. Yeah.
I'll
If
give
you
him-
made me pick between having to run that army and having to run Beast of Chaos, I'd probably still run that army.
I think I'll give them a straight D.
Straight D?
I think a
Okay.
straight D. I think the problem is while I think they got nerfed too hard, I also
Right.
think that they aren't as bad as people think. because you can still take them in mass.
No, you're right.
You can still
And
get
just that huge pile of wounds is
Right.
going to be difficult for a lot of armies to move.
Right. I mean,
If you just want to take an objective and sit bodies on it, it's the army for it,
right.
at least in destruction.
Right. And again, like I said, maybe you don't take Arrow Boys anymore, and instead you go Big Wah and break
Yep.
some.
Yep. End of the day, what we're saying is, go Big Wah or go home.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, it's again, there is so much to unpack with Cruel Boys. They did
There
a
is.
very good job of making these guys feel thematic.
Yeah.
So overall, for the book itself, I do give the book an A, maybe an A minus.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll give you the A minus.
And again, because again, I don't want to judge it just solely on how well they're going to do on the table or how much are they going to win. It's
Right.
did they get the PowerPoint right?
Right.
Iron Jaws, I think they went a little high. Cruel Boys, I think they might have went like they're either right on or just below.
Mm-hmm.
And then Bone Splitters
Yeah.
went under. But then they
Right.
also put in, but just bring what you want, and then that just balances right out.
Yeah. And I think that the Cruel Boys, much like what I'll say with the Stormcast later, are one of those things that we might see pan out as more books come out with
Yeah.
the new edition changes. So, just
Please,
from what we've seen
please,
with these,
Lord, no more Stormcast. Just
yeah, we're good. we got enough Stormcast. We're all right now.
all right. So switching
Okay.
over to Stormcast, since there's not a heavy divide there, what do
Right.
you give the book overall?
As far as on a competitive level, I think it's going to be at an A minus, and that's just because unless you're taking certain units, you're wrong because there's something in there that does a job better than another thing.
Yeah.
And until points become an issue, you should just take the good thing.
Yeah. I'm gonna give it I think I'm gonna give it a B.
Okay.
Chuck and I did get a game in. Now again, it was Stormcast versus Stormcast, and
Right.
we just to show how kindred spirits we are, we basically took
yeah.
the same list.
Yeah. Yeah. Does make her a little bit more difficult to try.
He didn't read the book as well, which he thought was hilarious the entire
No.
time. He was like, I play tested this thing, and you know the rules better than me.
Yeah, let's be honest. I don't know how much Chuck reads before he gets a game in, though.
No,
If we're being honest there, I think he just kind of learns as he's going.
So he took 2 units of Liberators in
Okay.
5-man blocks, and took
Okay.
a unit of Vindicators in a 10-man block.
Okay.
And I was like, you probably should have done that the other way around.
I don't know, because you can get all the fighting out of the Vindicators. Yes, sir. Yes.
Go into the book.
Gotcha.
Go into the book.
Is this just for the mortal wound output?
No. So, Lore of the Storm. Not Lore of the Storm. Don't be crazy, Cole.
Yeah.
Holy
Why would
commands.
I?
Call for aid.
Okay.
So there's a list of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 different command abilities that Stormcast get the ability they get access to, but you can only pick one of the following to use during a battle.
Right.
So call for aid. You can use this command ability once per battle when a friendly Redeemer unit with 5 or fewer models is destroyed. If you do so, pick one Stormcast Eternals hero on the battlefield, a new replacement unit identical to that unit that was destroyed is added to your army. Set up that unit wholly within 12 inches of the Stormcast hero, 9 away from all enemies.
Okay.
So
So what you want is to bring up the 130 point unit instead of the 115 point unit.
yes, well, because also, I mean, a 5-man block of Liberators does a lot less work than a 5-man block of Vindicators.
I agree with that.
With the Vindicators, if you buff them, they're not
Right.
they're not an iron wall,
No.
but they're definitely like a like a brass wall. I mean, they're
For one, CP making them a 2-up armor save is
Right.
something. Yeah.
right. And then again, you can also have Blessed Weapon from
Right.
Lord Relictor and or any priest. Sorry,
Right.
Lord Relictor is just where you go. If you want a prayer, Lord Relictor.
Right.
But what about no, Lord Relictor? That's
Yeah. No. Agreed. Agreed.
he's so good. Like,
Yeah. No. There is only one priest in the army right now, and it is the Lord Relictor.
and what drives me nuts is one of my favorite models is the Lord Veritant.
Mm.
He's so
That's a shame.
cool looking, and
Yeah.
every time, and I keep telling Chuck, I'm like, "There's gas in the tank." I've never brought him. I've never brought him
No.
to a city. I'm like,
No, you
I'm
haven't.
telling you, Chuck, you need to bring Lord Veritants. Bring them in mass.
Yeah.
That'll teach your spellcasters. D3 mortal
Yeah.
wounds. That's the case.
Oh,
Or middle of
boy.
spell dom. D3 mortal wounds. That's your ticket. Hey, you like D3 mortal wounds? Why don't you take it?
I do. Yeah. No, I like to do them in
Spell
mass
dom.
a little bit more. in
Spell
mass.
dom. Every
Yeah.
spell. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh
Um,
boy.
So, yeah, again, if he was just a little bit cheaper. But,
Right. No, I understand.
yeah, so we both went with, well, I actually we made up some lists here. Mine's actually the second one that I used.
Okay.
Why don't we go into it over here real quick?
Yeah, we might as well.
So we'll go here. So here, the first list is the one that everyone's talking about. This is your,
Okay.
I
We'll
want
go there.
nothing but dragons.
Yep.
So you have your Nitroconus. Now again, this is not a competitive list. This is not a well-tuned list. This is something I threw together just to show where points fall. You can
Okay.
do what you want with it. That's why I didn't
Yeah.
pick a grand strategy. It's why I didn't pick a Tempest. I didn't pick battalions. None of that.
Right. You're just trying to show.
right.
Yeah.
So, but with that being said, I did pick command abilities or command traits, artifacts, stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
took my Nitroconus, gave him the Hammer of Might, so he's now on a hit or wound roll, I forget which one, of 6, it doubles the damage of one of his weapons. Well, his
Very
main
nice.
attack is 5 attacks and there's 2 damage.
That's all right. That's
So,
all right.
I'm alright with doing 4 damage on a regular attack just because I rolled a little hole 6.
It's okay.
And at 5 attacks, you're pretty much going to probably get at least 1 per combat.
Right.
Thunderous Presence, I forget what that one is. That's the one where I think if someone charges you, they take like a -1 to hit or something.
Okay.
Of
Minus
course,
1 to hit or -1 to wound, something
yeah,
like that. You can do.
it's a
Yeah.
it's a buff to keep them on the table.
Right.
For this list, I felt like Yandraste was very important.
Okay.
I brought Yandraste in my list as well, just because I went with a lot of MSU, which it is very important that she is there for those. But
Okay.
again, whenever you're sitting here looking at units that there's only 2 models in the unit, and each model has, I think it's like 8 wounds.
8 or 9, yeah.
Let me take a double look here. Well, I opened the page with them on it.
Well, there you go.
Just them drawn or painted, not.
So why is Yndrasta in this list? Because I'm missing it.
Yes. So, are you familiar with her war scroll?
Yeah.
So the ability to put a model back in a unit at the start of the hero phase.
Believe that only affects models with a wounds characteristic of 3 or less.
Oh, you might be right.
Yep. That's why I was confused
That's right.
on her.
So
Yep.
I just think it's a
So-
pretty model.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what you can
replace
do?
that with 2 Stormdrake Guard.
You can put a Stormdrake Guard in there. You can put another Nitroconus in there. You can put a
Yeah,
Celestin Prime in there if you want.
Yeah. I got you.
Honestly, I think what would be a good fix for that would be a Night Vexilor or 2. So you can have that reroll charge rolls.
Okay. Yeah, that's not bad. And a little bit of healing mid-game. Yeah.
And then even there on top of that, if you go the Night Vexilor with the Banner of Apotheosis,
Right.
He does not have that limitation. So
Right.
if you lose a model and you get it so a Stormdrake isn't injured, you can bring back a Stormdrake.
Well, hopefully. You have to roll an 8 on 3d3.
Well, yeah, and that's doable.
I mean,
Maybe not for me, but
all right. Yeah, sure. Somebody it is.
but yeah, like I said, as far as that goes, listen, I'm
I don't mean
not
to
good.
just come on here and start blowing holes and everything.
I'm not good
but-
at this thing.
but
You know, that's
it's okay.
I've never told anyone I'm
okay.
good at this game. Again, no one's talking about it, but Vigilors are so damn good.
Prepare yourself, everyone. This is Matt's new favorite unit in the game.
It's not a reliable unit. It is this
Small little buff.
it's what that guy on the infomercial tells you about that stupid really good tape that works underwater. Flex tape.
Flex tape. Yeah.
This is everything that Flex tape says it does on the bottle. So maybe I'll take a second unit of those and forget the Aetherwings. That's
There you go.
but yeah, so regardless. So like I said, here's one of the issues that we're looking at with this list is we're literally looking at 6 now with that error pointed out.
It's okay. I got you.
8 dragons on the table, and their wounds are at the point where they count as 5 models on an objective, right? So you're looking at
Yeah. I don't know if they count as 5.
Or is it
I
3?
think they count as 2.
2. Jesus.
2.
So you're
It's
looking.
okay. I gotcha. I'm here.
So you can hold an objective with 4 models at 285 points.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but whenever I put any credence on needing a certain objective, my opponent tends to focus on that objective.
It's odd. I don't understand why they would do such.
I know, right? So what I'm saying is like, yeah, these guys do have, forget how many wounds they have. Hold on. That's what I was looking up, and I forgot to do it. Like a dum-dum. Oh, also, by the way, none of these lists have the dragons in them. I think the dragons are a trap. But,
Okay. They're 9 wounds apiece. I gotcha.
are they 9 wounds?
Yep.
Okay. So they're 9 wounds apiece. What, 3 up?
3 up armor.
3 up, no ward save.
Right.
That does not last forever.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, you can use a command ability to give them, 2 up. But
Sure.
I don't think these are elite, and I don't think there's. I'm not going to look it up again. I don't think there's a captain, so you're going to need a hero to cast on them.
No, so they do have a champion in the unit.
Nice.
So we're great. Yeah, they have a prime in the unit, so they're all good there. So they're not bad.
I know. So again, should these guys cost a little more? Yes.
Mhm.
Does that make them the greatest unit in the world? No. No. I would much rather have. What is that total? So that right there is 800 some points
What, for just your
for just the Storm Drakes.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I'd rather have 800 points of Vindicators.
Yeah, there's definitely lists out there where I would rather sit there and build I'm going to sit on this objective and you're not going to move me.
Yeah. Now again, if you take 1 or 2 units of these guys, they're going to do great.
I agree. As a single 2 guard unit, just go and say, okay, that our objective over there, I'm going to take that.
Yeah.
Joy.
And like I said, and don't get me wrong, the 12-inch Mortal Wounds for the Draconic Flame Stream is
Right.
awesome.
Yeah.
It's super good. It's 2 attacks per unit, unless you enforce them, which I don't see any reason to ever reinforce these guys.
I think we had a talk about doing a singular reinforcement for the one list that we had in our group with Brad there.
I mean, I think that would be okay, but that's such a
but I
cluster.
wouldn't do it right. Yeah,
I don't know
wouldn't
if
do it
you've
very
ever
often.
used plague drones.
I can't say that I have, but I've fought against them enough that I can see where the same issue
Yeah,
could arise.
yeah,
Yes,
it's the same problem.
I very much am a fan of 6-man units of them.
Yeah.
So
So, like I said, Storm Drakes are really cool. I really like them. I think they're really good. Now, let me ask: do you go Lance or you go Warblade?
I think you go Lance. You just go for the. I'm going to go through you on the charge.
Yeah, yeah, because that's the. The only problem is it's still only 3 attacks. Now, yes, it is.
Right.
Ren 2 at 2 damage.
Right.
It's a hard one.
Probably you will shoot them with some vigilators, and we will be at 2s to hit, 3s to win.
Yeah. Well, the Vigilators, the Vigilors, not Vigilators. Jeez, oh man.
Yeah, you're okay.
Their buff is whenever you add 1 to attack that unit.
Right.
So that's what. So in my game against Chuck, he dropped his Celestin Prime
Mm-hmm.
in the middle of my shit. So I had my Vigilors tag him and get 1 damage through.
Mm-hmm.
And so then I had 2 rampaging units of Retributors come into him.
They're saying, hi, we hit on 2s. Enjoy.
Right. Yeah, so we're like, you can go ahead and take that model off the table now.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
So, like I said, play this list if you want. I'll see you
Yeah.
at the bottom tables, and you can beat me. Now, again, to be fair, though, it is 101 wounds on this table right now.
Right, yeah. No, it's not bad. It's not bad.
Like I said, this is not a tournament-winning list, and I don't think there is the tournament-winning goo in here.
This is at minimum. I think you'll show up and at least go 3-2. I think you'll win more games than you lose, but
So,
you'll never.
let me ask this. How would you win a game with this?
You would just have to hope. I don't think with this list in particular, but if you wanted to run a Stormdrake Guard list, you would just hope to overwhelm and kill your opponent as fast as possible.
Where's the damage coming from?
Just the average on a high amount of Stormdrakes. I think I did the math the one day on the one list that we had been messing around with. It was 1 Knight Draconis and the rest was Stormdrake Guard. I think it averaged something like 70 something wounds against a 4-up save on turn 1.
With the charge. Yeah, I mean, I guess, but like, it's like as soon as that charge fails, though,
Right. As soon
Which,
as
by the
charge
way,
fails, you're
is
dead.
why we go with the Tempest Lord. And
Right.
oh, that's
No, I
what.
can understand that.
Yeah, the master of the Celestial Menagerie as a re-roll a die to charge.
Right.
Um,
But I'm not too worried about failing the charge because the Stormdrake Guard can just take their once per game hero phase move and be 12 inches away from you.
yep.
Then move another 12 inches and say, okay, I've traveled 24. I'm probably going to make this charge.
Well, needless to say, like, I'm going to look across the table at this, and I'm going to go, oh boy.
Yeah.
All right.
Right. No, it's going to be rough. If you can take the initial hit from that list,
Yeah.
you just go, okay, we're done now. I've survived it, and now you're going to die.
All right. So then on to my list.
Onto your list, yes.
So I went with Stormkeep. To me personally, the 1 model counting as 3 to hold an objective. First 3 turns, or first two
First
turns
2 in
are
your
just
home.
your side, and then anything from 3 and beyond, all objectives on the table. So for this, I brought 2 Relictors, a Celestant, and Yndraste. No reinforcements. 3 blocks of Vindicators, 1 unit of Vigilors, Prosecutors with Stormdrake or with Javelins.
Yeah.
Which, can you believe it? I friggin' took Prosecutors, not ironically.
Yeah, I know. It's really nice that you can do such a thing nowadays.
2 blocks of Retributors and a unit of Aether Wings to kind of do the same thing as the Prosecutors, which I don't know, man. I gotta say, like, the Prosecutors were really helpful preventing that charge, especially whenever I put them on the table in like a triangle of 3 inches.
Right. No, I completely agree. They're a great screening unit, especially if you want to screen out someone else's teleport right now.
Yeah.
I think they're great for that too.
Yes.
And I think they're setting up on a 3-up armor save base,
Yes.
so you actually have to mean it when you go in there to kill them.
Yeah. I mean, again, like I said, Chuck would charge him, do some damage. He killed one pretty quickly, and then
Okay.
other than that, it was run away.
Right, yeah. We're going to survive and keep bouncing around objectives. You ever leave one loose, I'm just going to take it from you.
I saw I was watching a couple other reviews to see what other people were thinking. And someone actually put Retributors as like one of the poorest units in the book, and I'm like, did we read the same War Scroll?
Interesting. I think that they are pointed maybe 15 points too high compared to the rest of AOS right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't
But
mind.
as we had said in our conversation, this book was written for a world that doesn't exist yet.
Right.
So,
absolutely. But these guys were my stars. These guys were the MVPs. The Vindicators were honestly MVP defense, and Retributors were MVP offense.
awesome.
Take all your Star Soul Maces. Take them. Don't modify them. Don't convert them. Throw them out.
Jeez.
They've already been tainted.
Wow.
They're not worth it.
Terrible.
They are a infected hot crap sandwich.
Oh boy.
But yeah, everything else, like I said, everything else was so good. I would say the Lord Castellant was very helpful, but
Okay.
still maybe on the chopping block, just because if I want to free up points to put something else down.
That might be where it goes.
Because
Yeah.
I did feel like I was missing something. Like I felt like I was missing a gear.
Okay.
With the amount of bodies on the table, I did feel a little stretched.
No, I can understand that. You can definitely add something by dropping the Aetherwing unit in him.
That's what I did. Aetherwing unit gone.
Yeah.
You know what, I'm gonna fix this one live because that was such an error.
Him and the Aetherwing unit.
Aetherwing gone.
Yeah.
And again, non-ironically, let me double check points. Nope, I'm over somewhere. So I did something wrong somewhere. I forget what.
Okay.
But I brought in a Stormstrike Chariot.
Oh, okay.
You know what I did?
Not bad.
I remember what I did wrong. That's why I needed to be the Knights Excelsior. So
so you could drop a unit of Indicators.
Right, so I can drop 1 unit of Indicators there, and then that puts 2 units of Indicators, and then I get the Stormstrike Chariot, and that puts me at 1970. So I'm going to pull this up. That Chariot, again, this is what was interesting, is like, so the Vigilers and the Chariot were so crucial to the game.
Okay.
That without them, and without those specific units, I would have lost.
Okay. Wow.
Or I did lose. Sorry. I did lose, but
it would have been much worse.
I was winning on points until round 3, and then Chuck, who's been playing Stormcast a lot more than me and is overall a better player than me, he just outplayed me. Sorry.
We won't take such talk here.
Yeah, I know, right? So he beat me on that one. Just one second here.
You're all right. I do like that it has the -2 rend sitting on the beaks and claws. That is a big help to the model, I think, especially right now in the world of save stacking.
Yes. Like I said, it was. I was able to get so much advantage out of that 12-inch move. I
It's
just
great.
wish, I just wish the chariots across the board had either 3 dice on the charge or run and charge
Right. I hear what
across
you're
the board.
saying. Just give them a little bit more mobility. Yeah.
Right. Not this specific chariot. All chariots should get either run and charge or 3 dice on the charge.
Go back to the olden fantasy days whenever
Right.
cavalry and all that had that. Yep.
Give it a reason to be able to like be on chariot as opposed to probably just gonna have a higher probably just gonna have a higher move. That's
Yeah.
all right. So let's take a look at your list here. Also,
Oh,
Knights
yes.
Excelsior.
Yes.
However, you decided to put all your boys in the stars.
Yes, I did. I went with a little bit of a mortal wound extravaganza here.
Yeah, so please
Um,
run me through this ridiculousness that I'm looking at.
Hey, it's a great grand old time. All right. So here's how turn one's going to go for you, because basically we're going to see what happens turn one, and we'll find out if we have a fun game or not. So turn one, you're going to take your pair of Knight Vexlors, both of which are just going to have the meteor standard. And you're just going to pick a point on the battlefield and say everything within 6 inches of this point, take D3 mortal wounds.
So what you're telling me is you're really, really banking on your opponent for really biffing this deployment.
You say that, but if I say 6 inches within a point, I'm talking about a 1 foot circle.
I'm fully aware.
And I just have to touch things. I don't have to center it on anything. Just got to touch it. And quite a few armies have their smaller heroes in a bunker of some sort. Let's think Seraphon for a moment. You're going to have probably about 4 heroes all in around the same area. All of them are going to end up getting protected by guard, who are going to get overwhelmed by all of these mortal wounds coming in at them. So first off, we're going to hit everything in that 1 foot bubble with 2d3 mortal wounds, just at the drop of a hat, because that's fun.
So there's 2 mortal wounds. All right.
Let's average it here. Yeah. You are then going to start casting some spells here. Your Lord Arcanum is going to cast an Aether Void Pendulum, and he gives plus 6 inches the movement of endless spells. So, this Aether Void Pendulum that you're going to set up 8 inches away from him is then going to zoom 14 inches across the board and hit your opponent. And if it's still there, on their turn, it's going to zoom another 14 inches over top of their whole board. And do another D3 mortal wounds, more than likely to everything, because it's only on a 2-up, I believe.
Yeah.
I
I assume we're not going against the hypothetical Seraphon at this point, right?
I mean, no, we could be, and then this just not work. That's fine. We don't need it. It's fine, because we have so many other things that we can do mortal wounds with without even needing the Aether Void Pendulum. But on those lists where you can get this through, feels good. Next thing you're going to cast will be Chromatic Cogs. All you want to do with this is give yourself the bonus to the charge whenever we get to that point. You're not worried about using it to cast any spells or anything like that.
Now, I forget the new War Scroll. Is the plus to cast 1 unit, or is it board-wide?
It is 1 unit that is within 6 inches.
Okay. So you're going to have a unit on the table.
Right. But instead of doing that, I'm going to use Chromatic Cogs for its 18-inch bubble of +1 charge.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So then what we're going to go is, pretty sure we're completely finished then with our hero phase. We're going to move on over to the movement phase, where we are going to deep strike in.
Well, what about our Incantor?
She's the one that's casting off the Chromatic Cogs.
Oh,
That's
okay,
her job.
okay.
Yeah, her job's Chromatic Cogs. Yeah. We're then going to deep strike in 3 units of Annihilators, one of which will be at 7 inches away, doing mortal wounds as we drop.
That's everything within 10 on a 2-up?
Everything within 10 on a 4-up.
4-up. Oh, gosh.
On a 4-up, yep, for D3 mortal each. Also deep striking in with them is a Knight Heraldor. who in the shooting phase is going to toot his horn and deal some mortal wounds to people. Because I don't know, in my mind, as many of the tournaments we've been going to as of late, someone has to stand by in a piece of terrain at some point. And so if I have to be 9 inches away from you, I'm probably wholly within 18 inches of some piece of terrain that you're standing near. So we're going to do some mortal wounds there. Finally, we're just going to finish up the shooting phase by shooting some with some Judicators with Skybolt bows. And then we're just going to charge in with some Annihilators and do a couple more mortal wounds. I don't think I'm going to kill huge swaths of units. The idea is, okay, do you have a supporting cast? Okay, it's gone. I have just evaporated that, and that's it.
Have you figured out what the average mortal wound output on this would be?
So I have not, but we can. I mean, honestly, the average mortal wound output would depend on opponent setup somewhat.
Yeah.
Obviously, from what you'd said before.
Well, let's just say you're able to get.
Let's say it's all into like one unit.
I'm willing to say that you can probably get 2 units in with each of the abilities.
2 units in with every ability? Okay, so we're talking D3s on all of these. So for each of the Meteor standards, we're talking 4 mortal wounds each there.
Yeah.
So we got 8 there. With the Pendulum, we're going to talk another 4, so we're 12. If we will then go to our movement phase, whenever we're deep striking in, let's say that we get on the low end and only a single one of the 50-50 chances on each of the deep strikes gets us mortal wounds. So it's another 6 on top of our 8. So we're talking, 14 now?
Okay.
Our Knight Heraldor will hit and do another 4, so we're at 20. Bows, they're going to do their shot. It's 21 shots. They should average another 3 mortal wounds. So we're at 23. And then on charges, if I'm making the charges, we'll assume on their minimum.
Yeah.
Making the 7-inch charge on its minimum should give us, another 4 mortal wounds on average?
Yeah.
So we're at 28, and then the other 2, if they do make their charge, which only has to be an 8-inch charge if we made it with the cogs earlier.
And don't forget you have your Vex floors there giving you reroll.
Right, exactly. So we've got 8 inches charge there, another 8. So we are at 34 mortal wounds right there.
And then you didn't even talk about your Pendulum, so.
No, that was with the 4 mortal wounds caused by Pendulum.
Okay.
But that's
all right.
36-ish, 34 mortal wounds, somewhere in there.
Now the problem is, this diesel tank that you're slugging around.
Yeah.
You kind of frat boyed yourself and you spent your load there.
Yes, you were done after this. You've done this, and you go, is he still there? Shit. Yeah, he is. Here we go.
Because even your list has 82 wounds on it. So
yes.
On your drop, you have done almost half of your entire health. But once that's done,
right.
Well,
however, we're not even talking what the damage is going to be out of them Annihilators. I mean, come on.
Yeah, honestly, I do love the Annihilators with Meteoric Grand Hammers. I think they're overcosted.
Yeah, no, I agree. They're a little too much for what they do.
I think they're a lot overcosted. Of course, I think the baseline Annihilators are a little high for three models.
No, I agree. I liked before the book came out, we were at 190. I was happy there.
Yeah, I think 190. I honestly, if it was up to me, if I was James Workshop, Annihilators are going to be 190. If you give them a Grand Hammer, they're going to be 215.
Okay, yeah, I was thinking like 210, so we're in the same ballpark there.
Like I said, I mean, you don't want to take the Retributors out of the running, but again, also, if you brought the Retributors down to 230, then you definitely have to shave these guys off.
Right, yeah.
Because again, the Retributors are doing 2 mortal wounds on the 6, and each one of them is getting, I forget if it's 2 or 3 attacks. So
3 attacks each, so we're getting quite a few more attacks out of them.
Right, so you're looking at 15 attacks as opposed to the 9. So, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of a difference.
So before we jump over to Cruel Boys, let's bring this
Yeah.
back here to us. Let's see here. Oh, there's our Frozen. There we go. All right, so who do you think are some big winners in the Stormcast book?
Big winners are, of course, everything that's new. I mean, to be fair.
No, that's
if
not.
you're-
I wouldn't go that far.
Okay, you're right. You are completely correct. There are new units that are bad. So, all the dragons, they're good.
Yeah.
Right now, in my mind. The Vindictors, big win. It's great for them.
Yeah.
I think if you have any of your old paladins, okay, not if they have an axe, the decimators or whatever.
Yeah.
Everyone else, because I even think that the protectors have a possibility of doing something great, simply because so long as you have their weapon, you're sitting on a 2-up armor just for being there.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool. Not arguing with that. 25 attacks.
Man, if they were only 2 damage.
If they were 2 damage, that would just be the end of the conversation. I'm
I mean,
sorry to the
I would say-
Retributors, but that
I would
be
say
the
if you
end
made
of it.
them 2 damage and put them at 245,
I think that's what I take over Retributors,
I mean,
personally.
well, now again, if you put Retributors at 230,
Yeah,
I'm going Retributors at that point. I might go 1 and
Yes.
1.
that's fair. Yeah. So you have one to clear out more of your horde unit.
Of course, I
Or
already
one to
have.
say.
Yeah, of course, I already have those Vindicators for a good defensive unit. So
It's true. It's true. It's difficult. It's
I'll
the,
tell you,
the hard part
list
is this
building.
book kind of overlaps on itself.
Well, so that's one thing that I think is funny is like back in our Stormcast episode, the one thing that I made the big point on was the fact that there's so much toe stepping, and it would be
Right.
so much easier if they broke them up into battle tomes based on the chamber they're from. And I think that's still very, very true to where we are now.
Yeah. They could do something a little bit like what our orc book looks like, where you
Yeah.
can get different abilities just because you're staying inside of your chamber. That'd
Yeah.
be kind of cool, in my mind.
Yeah, I mean, even if you don't want to break it up into exactly what I said, it doesn't necessarily
Right.
have to be separate battle tomes. But if there
Right.
was chamber,
Yep.
we would be in a much better world because now you have a reason to bring hunters, you have a reason to bring liberators, you have a reason to bring sequitors,
Right.
as opposed to like right now it's like, why would I bring liberators when I have sequitors? Why would I bring sequitors when I have vindicators?
Yep. That's how that all goes. It essentially becomes, well, how are my points looking?
Yeah. I think overall, the main winners I think are Thunderstrike and Warrior Chamber.
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah, Sacrosanct didn't get really
Sacrosanct
anything.
really didn't get touched. So if you liked Sacrosanct
Mhm.
and you were if you were producing with them, I think they're still going to produce the same level, maybe a little less just because the game is changing.
Right.
Um,
That, and I don't like that the Sequitors are 145 points for 5.
yes, I agree.
I think that's a little high.
They
I think
should
they
probably
could be
be.
on the same 130 with the
So I was gonna say about 125. So once
Okay.
again, we're in the same place.
Yeah, yeah.
But again, their ability is so good.
Yeah, especially the Mortal Wound save. Or,
But their
yeah,
stats are so bathwater.
yeah. Yes.
And evocators, I think evocators are still great.
Yeah.
I'll probably run them every once in a while just to have fun.
Mhm.
I don't think
Yeah.
I'll take them to a tournament.
No, they're not that big standout unit like whenever we first got them,
Right.
but they're still a solid
But-
source of Mortal Wounds.
I might take them over to Fabricator Forge sometime.
There you go.
Then, so for me, I think my standout units are, probably would say Vigilors,
Yeah.
because again, like they've looked at the Hunter War Scroll, wiped their ass, and then rewrote it, and then put Vigilors at the top. Like,
Jeez.
um,
Oof.
I said the only thing they can't do is movement shenanigans.
Right.
To hit their 3s, 1 ren 1 damage with their melee. And
Yeah,
their
they're
ranged.
Yeah.
Right. Like,
Yeah.
why was it so hard for the hunters to get 3/3 1 ren 1 damage, 3/3 1
I
ren
don't
1
know. Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
I just don't understand why they... Because, like, I love the hunters. I've always loved the hunters.
They're very cool models. I love the Axis.
Right. I love the thought of, like, these are the guys who survived the battle and went, hey, how do we get back?
Yeah, exactly.
Pan wipe.
Yeah. Sigmar never told us what to do once we came down from the lightning strike.
Hey, wait a second. He never even talked about what happens when we win.
Oops.
So I just imagine them coming off the battle edge like, hey, Sigmar didn't even tell you what happens when you win, does he?
Are you telling me we have to walk the whole way home?
What are you talking about? He told us what happens. Well, you know, like, we explode like a cannon, and then... No, he's just talking about what happens when we die.
Yeah. Son of a gun.
He's really focused on us dying. That's... Yeah, I'd say Vigilors are a big win. But again, I think they're going to be a scalpel / laser pointer.
Yeah, I like the idea of calling him a laser pointer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah,
try and
especially
kill
with the
this one
cats.
this turn. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to shoot this, and then my Retributors are going to pounce on it.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Yeah. What about losses? What do you think the big sad boys are?
Sad boys are. I don't know how many sad boys there are, if I'm being honest with you. I would need to go back through and double check some of the old war scrolls before I'll give you that. Do you have any off the top of your head while I'm thinking
All
of
the
something?
new knights.
Yeah, I guess if you are a knight, you're kind of in a bad place from all those, huh?
All the new knights, except maybe the Knight Arcanum. If somehow you're building a list and you have points to spare, and your local club has a lot of people that bring a lot of endless spells,
Right.
hey man, throw her in there. She's got that cool mask. She's got a book. That's cool.
I just thought of one. I just started to scroll through some more scrolls.
Gryph-hounds.
Good old shirt charge.
Yep. He
He took a hit. You won't see him anymore.
no.
So that was fun. He now just lets you re-roll a charge.
Yep.
That's quite a big difference from just +3 the charge.
I don't understand why he couldn't have just had a +1 aura.
A +1 aura would have been nice. Yeah. Let him kind of be like the chromatic cogs that I'm taking.
Yeah.
That'd have been cool. Also, the Knight Azeros.
Yep.
Pour one out for him. He's not giving reroll ones to anyone and everyone.
Yeah.
He's giving +1 to hit in melee if he's close by.
Yeah. Yeah,
So.
I mean, like, that's... And again, like I said, I think the Liberators are... And I'm half tempted to put the Liberators on this list,
Mm-hmm.
but not because of anything they did.
It's because everyone else has gotten so much
Right.
better at this sport. Let me tell you, they were the athletic kid.
Right, like, so there is a scientific experiment that would happen a long, long time ago whenever they had 2 monkeys, and monkeys would do a task, and then if they did it, they gave them both a piece of kiwi.
Okay.
Until all of a sudden, one monkey did it, that he got a kiwi, and then the other monkey did the same task, and he got a grape. And monkeys apparently like grapes more than kiwis.
Okay.
So then the first monkey became very upset, and the kiwi was no longer enough.
Oh, no.
So the Liberators were given a kiwi, and the Vindicators were given a grape.
Oh, no.
If I would say, if Liberators were if that was the point if that was the cost that you got them for a 10-man block,
Boy, 10 block's pretty big. We're talking 20 wounds there.
now we're talking. And again, points can go up a little bit.
Right, yeah, a little bit.
But here's the thing: is like it's not worth doubling that cost to get 10 man in there.
No, I agree. 230 points is
right.
Too much for that.
If it was 140, 150,
yeah,
and I'm sitting there with a 20-man block that's not going to do any damage but isn't going to go anywhere, and then if you're looking at Storm Coast, or if you're looking at the Storm Keep, you charge them, you roll a die,
right,
do D3 mortal wounds
to you. Yeah.
Then at the end, if they're still alive,
when I live, yeah,
another D3 mortal wounds are coming at you.
Right.
And like the foundation is there. It's just the neighbor's got a better foundation with a basement and a really nice double car garage. And you're just sitting there looking at your snazzy new carport, like
right. Yeah. No,
whereas before your car was out in the rain. Like,
yeah.
So like I said, they're good, but they're so outshined.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about the Lord Commander?
He seems very good in my eyes for everything he's capable of. Now, I need to double check his points now that you bring him up. That is the one thing that would hold him back for me. So find him here. 300 points. Yeah, I'm taking him. That's it.
I mean, yeah. So he's 300 points, 8 wounds, 3 up save, and then he has 1 weapon, 2 inch reach, 4 attacks, 3s, 2s, 2 Ren, 4 damage.
Yep,
I will not make the same joke everyone else has made about it being more than a mega weapon. Oops.
Oops. Yeah.
Then
Sorry,
on top of that,
Guardians.
he's doing a mortal wound for each 6 roll for wound character, or once per phase you can pick one enemy hero or one enemy unit on the battlefield, roll a number of dice equal to the wound characteristic of that unit. For each 6, that unit suffers a mortal wound.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're a Guardian with 35 wounds?
Right. Right. Yeah. There's no limit on that one.
Yeah.
Castellan of Azir. At the beginning of the first battle round, pick up D3 Hammer Sigmar units.
Redeploy, baby.
Put them wherever you fucking want them.
Always good.
He has a 4-up ward, which we know now is very nice.
Great. Awesome.
Voice of Thunder, once per turn. Just do a command ability, wherever you want. Doesn't matter where. You're not worried about those. You have Voice Thunder. Thunder Voice.
Yeah, he's loud. It's okay.
And then probably my favorite ability, not because it's super good, because if you focus on him, you can bring him down.
Right.
But just because they're like, oh, I finally got him down some. At the end of the phase, if any enemy models were slain by wounds caused by this unit's attack in that phase, heal him.
He feels better.
He's healed.
It's okay.
He laughs at your wounds.
Oh, boy. Yeah, that's something, huh?
Yeah, so like I said, that's just terrific to me. Like,
yeah,
I don't see him being on any top tables. And here's the reason why. In any other army, if you put him in a Cities of Sigmar army, holy hell.
Yeah.
X gonna give it to you.
Fair enough.
The problem that I see in a Stormcast army is the same problem that I had making my list, which is probably the same problem you had in your list.
Mobility.
Those points eat up fast.
Yeah.
I got the heroes I wanted, I got the battle line I needed, and I went, oh, I got 400 points to work with.
Mm-hmm. No, you saw my list was very bare bones. Once it achieved what it wanted to do, it kind of went, uh-oh.
And so that's one of the reasons why I gave it the B plus at the beginning, because every unit is really good, but they're not. I don't know if they got it just right.
Don't know if we can get quite enough of them. Could use like one more unit in each of these.
We'll see where
everything else goes.
Yeah,
Yep.
we'll see where things go. We'll see where things go whenever more battle tomes come out. But as of right now, they just feel just a little behind. I don't know, like just thinking completely crazy thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
If your general is not on a mount, he costs 0 points.
Just cost 0 points.
0
Just
points. He's not
generals
on a
for free.
So free relictor, free.
Free relictor.
Yeah.
Yes, you're. No, I think we want the same thing. We just want to go about this less. I'd like things to drop 10 to 15 points apiece. You just want to give people free models.
Well, I mean, I also want a
wanna do this
10%.
thing. Right.
I also want the 10%.
Little
discount.
everything, all right?
I mean, like, okay, let's go unmounted, unnamed. If your general is unmounted and unnamed, he's free. Huh?
If you buy 2 of them, the third one's free.
Yeah,
all right?
exactly. I mean, like, if you look at the list, let's check out the list. Let's see how game breaking this is. Let's take a look.
Just make somebody free.
Okay, so let's look at leaders. Let's see. So far,
On foot, 175 points.
yeah,
For
you got.
non-named might be the most expensive.
Yeah, I think the Venator so far is the winner on that one.
I think that's what it would be, about 175 points, about one more unit we'd all get to have.
So yeah, that's not that bad.
I agree, it's not that bad. However, I think the way you'd go about it would piss a lot of people off.
Well, that's what I'm all about. I'm all about
I know
that.
it is. I'm quite well aware, and anyone who's been watching this long is well aware.
Well, again, so that was one of the things that I talked about on original Cities of Sigmar. So whenever Cities of Sigmar originally came out, and we were on Strength Hammer, I don't know, I might not have even made it to Strength Hammer. I might have just been talking with Chuck, and I said in order to piss people off, Cities of Sigmar should summon Stormcast.
Jeez, yeah.
And now here's how I was going to do it, though. So I was going to do, you count up victory points, and at the end of the third round, you have like your summoning list, and so you essentially spend your victory points.
Okay. See, I don't know, because the way you just worded that sounds like a win more situation. So if you're already doing well, you get more.
Yeah.
I would go more of a blood tither out with it.
See, that was the problem. Is like and that's kind of how I said originally, but Chuck kind of pulled the Sigmar helps those that help themselves.
Yeah, maybe instead you do a difference between you and your opponent on victory points.
Oh, so it doesn't even matter. Yeah, or you do it on your you do it on your opponent's victory points.
Oh, there you go. I like that. I'm thinking like a difference. If you're ahead, each victory point, the difference counts for 1.
Yeah,
if you're behind, they count for 2.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. If you're behind, it'll try and help you more.
Yeah.
If you're ahead, a little less. You don't need it.
And here, you ready for nope, too far, Matt. Pull it back.
All right, let's hear it.
Celestin Prime counts as being in the heavens from turn 1.
Oh, jeez. We aren't even going to think that you're allowed to summon in the Celestin Prime here. Jeez.
Top of turn 4. Boom.
Yeah, back it up thinking. Turn 4, he's just like, hi, this never happens.
Welcome to the show, boys. Let me show you how to hammer.
Painful.
Again, I'm telling you, man, I can ruin any book in like one idea.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. Let Matt write one paragraph. Well, this book's broken and should never be played.
But no, so So let's. So like I said, overall, I think the book is great. I think it's. Here, I'll continue being poking the bear.
Okay.
It's going to be like The Force Awakens. We're going to have to see how the other movies play out to
Yeah.
determine how good this book is.
Yeah.
Now, with that being
We'll
said, over to the other book, Orcs.
Right.
This book is a standalone book. It doesn't matter what the rest of the releases turn out to be.
That's good in my mind
Yeah,
to be at.
I think we are now again. I think they're all going to be Iron Jaws, but I think we're going to see Iron Jaws at the top tables.
Okay. I agree. We'll either see Iron Jaws or we'll see the Big Wall. A mix.
Yes. Real quick here, let's. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I want to talk about one thing to you about Stormcast. The one
Okay.
last thing here that I wanted to go over that Chuck and I kind of came to the same conclusion during our game.
Okay.
Storm hosts. So we're going to
Yeah.
run through them real quick here, just in case anyone
Okay.
doesn't know. Hammers of Sigmar, friendly Hammer of Sigmar units, wholly within 12 inches of an objective, have a 6+ ward. Hollowed Knights, friendly Hollowed Knight Redeemer model. If a friendly Hollow Knight Redeemer model is slain within 3 inches of an enemy unit, roll a die on a 4-up. That model can fight before it is removed from play.
Okay.
Celestial Vindicators. At the start of the combat phase, you can pick one friendly Celestial Vindicator unit that made a charge move that turn. Until your next hero phase of the unmodified hit roll for an attack made with a melee weapon by that unit is 6. That attack scores 2 hits on the target instead of 1. Make a wound and save roll for each. Anvils of the Heldenhammer. Buckle in. At the start or at the end of the charge phase, you can roll 2d6 for each enemy unit within 1 inch of any friendly Anvils of the Heldenhammer units. If the charge or if the roll is greater than the enemy's bravery characteristic, the first 2 wounds caused by that attack made by that enemy unit in the following combat phase are negated.
Let me help anyone out who might have fell asleep during that. You're never going to take it anyway. Okay, continue.
Knights Excelsior. Once per turn, at the start of the combat phase, pick one friendly Knight Excelsior Paladin unit on the battlefield. Until the end of that phase, when you pick that unit to fight, pick one enemy unit within 1 inch of that unit. If the number of models in that enemy unit is greater than the number of models in that Paladin unit, add 1 to hit and wound rolls for attacks made by that Paladin unit at that target that enemy unit until the end of the phase. Dear
Got
God.
there.
Condense, compact. We can get this
Yeah.
tighter.
Yep. We got it there, though.
Celestial Warbringers. Once per phase, you can re-roll 1 hit roll or 1 wound roll for an attack made by a friendly Celestial Warbringers unit, or 1 save roll for an attack that targets a friendly Celestial Warbringer unit. Tempest
Alright.
Lords. When you attempt a charge with a friendly Tempest Lords unit that can fly, you can re-roll 1 of the dice for that charge roll.
Right.
And last but not least, Astral Templars. You ignore monsters' rampages.
Meh.
So, Chuck played Hammers of Sigmar,
Okay.
and he came to the same conclusion that I came with.
Okay.
Because he thought it was all Hammer of Sigmar units have a 6-up ward, and if they're within 12 inches of an objective, they get +1 to that save.
Nope.
That's cool. I like that. I would go that route.
Right.
Points allowing. And it's not broken. Like I said, don't get me wrong. I do not think a 6-up ward save is going to break the game.
No, I agree.
And I don't think it's going to slow down the game either.
No. No, I think I like the idea of going to a 6-up ward save. I think Hammers of Sigmar has an army.
Yeah.
I think it is running something like 30 of the Spearmen.
Yeah. But like I said, at the same time, though, at the end of the day, 6-up ward, The only
Not doing
thing,
a whole lot.
right? I'm going Hammers of Sigmar for the named heroes.
Right. Yeah.
Hallowed Knights, I don't even see them on the list of things I'm thinking about because, like, in all honesty, outside of Annihilators or outside of which are they're not even Redeemers, so never mind. So
right.
like,
So there ends your whole deal.
One Vindicator isn't going to make a difference. It's not like a what are the Blood Knights or Reaver Knights or Skull Reavers?
Blood Reavers?
There's the one.
Blood Warriors? Oh, Blood Warriors, yes.
I know it's Blood Skull Reeve Warrior or something.
One of them. Yeah.
Like I said, I mean, like, they're at least... You're like, well, shit, I just got done with their attacks. I don't have to deal with another one.
Yeah.
That's going to be completely useless. For the Celestial Vindicators, this is another one that might work for your Dragon list.
No, I agree.
Because they don't do anything on a 6.
Yeah.
The problem is like, it doesn't work for Vindicators. Vindicators do something on a 6. It doesn't work for Retributors. Retributors do something on a 6.
Yeah, so much of the army, it just feels like you sit there and you go, oh, yeah, wait, I can't exploding 6s these.
Right.
Because they a thing.
So, like I said, if you go that one route that doesn't have the exploding 6s, these guys are really good.
Yeah.
Like, if I was making a Liberator list, I might go this route.
Okay. Yeah.
I might go Celestial Vindicators.
Just go with a lot of bodies, and since you're swinging a lot, you might get a couple of 6s.
Maybe Protectors. I'm doing a lot of Protectors. I don't think they do anything on a 6.
No, I don't think they do.
Anvils of the Heldenhammer. I like it so much. I like it so much. It's... it just needs, like, either, like, 2d6 plus 2, or 2d plus, add plus 2 if within 8 inches of a hero or something. Like, because against orcs, yeah, you're going to get that 6 all the time. Oh, crap, I'm fighting Nurgle. I'm not going to get the, was it 9, 10? Yeah, I'm not going to get the 10. Oh, look, here's Soulblight. I'm not going to get the 10.
Right. That, and to me, the... What is it, 2 wounds, right?
Yeah.
Not quite enough.
I mean,
in my mind.
For how defensive these guys are, I mean, you're only getting like 4 or 5 wounds into a unit.
Well, that's why I think that. Unless it'll stop some splash damage, but whenever you decide a unit has to die, an opponent will know everything targets that unit.
Well, so that's also the thing is like, you're... Now, if this would, even if this would have said, if you meet or beat the unit's bravery,
just meeting changes everything quite a bit.
Right,
changes that math.
Because again, like, if you, like I said, if you receive 5 damage because you have this battle going on one side,
right,
you lose one guy's pretty badly wounded. Oh, Yndraste's there at the start of your hero phase. Put that guy back.
Right. Yeah.
Now, for the Knights of the Excelsior, this is, like I said, the main reason to go with this is to make your paladins battle line.
Yeah, I agree. But that buff can be useful, especially depending on what you're fighting.
Yes.
There are also armies you will fight where you won't get it.
Right. Right. And again, like I said, I went Retributors, so I didn't get it very often. Right. You were going Annihilators, you're probably going to get it at least at the beginning of the game.
As long as I'm not fighting big old giants. Yeah. Probably.
For the Celestial Warbringers, I think this is the one that has the gas in the tank.
Yeah, this is... The dragons are going to grab this one automatically, at least at first.
I don't know about that. Like I said, I like the Tempest Lords and the Celestial Vindicators for dragons.
No, I understand.
I think in general, like I said, I would probably go Celestial Warbringers if I had enough points to bring in my Chariot and my 3rd unit of Vindicators.
Yes, I understand.
Just because I said, oh, you attack me in the shooting phase, I'll re-roll this one. Oh, still got another one. Never mind.
Oh, sorry. This is the wrong one of what I was thinking. This one won't be taken by the dragons immediately. My
Yeah.
bad.
So the Tempest Lords is, I think, the ones you were thinking
That's
about,
who I was
where you're
thinking of,
re-rolling
yes.
one dice.
Yes,
Yes,
because you
absolutely.
fly. Yep.
And again, even if they would have just not put fly on there,
Right. Yeah, that would be big for anybody. Yeah.
oh my gosh, like if it was like pick one
Roll
unit,
one dice.
if they okay, so if you traded can fly for one unit per round,
Okay. Yeah. I'm
Okay.
there for it. Yeah.
great, perfect, I love it, awesome.
Yeah.
And Ancestral Templars, I think it's fine. I don't see any way to improve it. I don't see any way to make it a little bit more go-to.
Yeah. No, I agree.
All right. So moving on to orcs. Neither
Yes.
one of us have really gotten too much into the orcs, so we're probably going to kind of go a little quicker on this side. We're just both
Right.
interested in running Stormcast.
Yeah.
So let's see here. Let's go back over here to the list.
Yeah, let me crack them open. Where do you want to start with the Iron Jaws?
Yeah, so let's go with the Iron Jaws list. For this, I went with T'Chapas. There's three. They have three war clans. The Iron Sons. I forget what the second one is, and then T'Chapas is the last one. One thing I'm not a huge fan of is the fact that each army only gets three.
Right.
Now, with that being said, I think that Iron Jaws has the best selection.
Okay.
Let me find them up here real quick. Okay, so Iron Sons is you can use this command ability at the end of the enemy charge phase. The unit that receives this command ability must be a friendly Iron Jaws unit that is within 12 inches of an enemy unit and is more than 3 inches from all enemy units. This Iron Sons unit can attempt a charge. That can be game breaking. You know, that can be certainly good.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we'll get there. So the next one is Bloodtooths. At the end of the combat phase, friendly Bloodtooth Gorgrunta units that fought in that phase and are within 3 inches of an enemy unit can make a pylon move. In addition, those that fought but are not within 3 inches of an enemy unit can make a normal move or attempt a charge. So this is absolutely great if you're going Gorgruntas. I've never gotten any gas out of my Gorgruntas.
Okay.
So I typically put them on the board just to do what they're supposed to do, and they just don't do it. So,
I gotcha.
and so the one that I chose, T'Chapas, when you use the Violent Fury ability of a T'Chapas War Chanter, which we can go over there in a second,
Yep.
you can pick up to 3 different friendly T'Chapas Brute units or T'Chapa Ardboy units. In any combination instead of one. So normally it's just like a prayer
Right.
where you buff one guy. So here you see on my list, I took 2 War Chanters. I have 6 units of Brutes and Ard Boys.
Yeah.
A real surprise.
Yeah.
Now, with that being said, I think that this is going to be kind of your not. This is probably going to be the start. You're either going to go with this amount of Brutes and Ard Boys, or you're going to go heavy on Gorgruntas.
Right.
Which, again, changes the list pretty much. The Weird Knob Shaman is in there. Honestly, I haven't had any success with just dabbling in magic.
Yeah, you either gotta want to or not.
Right. But with this, you have the Basham Lads that helps your melee combat. With the Mega Brosh on Maw Crusher, I went with Mega Bossy, so you can give out their mighty something ability. Sorry, guys.
Professionals here.
Yeah, it's really great at let me pull it up here. It's where they get their movement. It's where all their movement shenanigans come from.
Okay.
Hold on, let me pull it back up. It's like the backbone of the army. So you get to use Mega Bossy, this general can issue the Mighty Destroyer's command, even if it has already been issued by another friendly model in the same phase. So if you do it, it must be, or here's what it does. It does 3 things. If the unit that received the command is more than 12 inches from an enemy unit, you must make a normal move with that unit. And this happens in the hero phase, so they can still move later. If the unit that received the command ability is within 3 inches of an enemy unit, it makes a pile-in move. If the unit is within 12 inches of an enemy unit and more than 3, you must attempt to make a charge.
Okay.
So being able to do that with 2 units
Pretty big.
is pretty good. I mean, that's a pretty easy go-to. Because I hear other ones are Hulking Brute. After this general makes a charge move, you can pick one enemy unit, roll a die, a 2-up, deal D3 mortal wounds. And then the other one is Mighty Wah Leader, where you can re-roll friendly Ironjaw units' charges within 12 inches. And the normal Wah is you add 1 to your charge rolls, and you improve the Ren characteristic of melee weapons by 1. So personally, I wouldn't go with that. Like, I wouldn't call the Ironjaw's Wah until I'm ready to tear shit up, and I'm not going to go well, everyone's kind of 8 inches away, so I guess I'll give it a shot, you know?
Right.
I didn't like any of the artifacts.
Okay.
The closest one is the Armor of Gork, where you get a 6-up ward save and add 1 to hit rolls.
That's okay.
However, you must subtract 2 from your move characteristic, and the bearer cannot run.
All right. Yep. Nope. Amulet of Destiny. Thanks.
Yeah. Pull. Pow.
Yeah. Exactly.
Destroyer. Pick one of the bearer's melee weapons. Once per battle at the start of the combat phase, you can add 3 damage. You can add 3 to the damage characteristic until the end of that phase. So that can be phenomenal on a Mega Boss Maw Crusher. Here's the problem.
Yeah, that has potential.
I'm going to call that.
I know exactly how this goes.
And I'm going to whiff.
I'm going to do that. I miss everything.
I'm like, okay, here comes, on average, 15 damage. I did nothing.
Yep.
And then lastly, the Boss Skewer. Add 1 to bravery characteristics of friendly Ironjaws units wholly within 18, and subtract 1 from the bravery units of enemy units within 12.
Yeah, it doesn't feel that good.
You know what I'd rather have? 5-up ward save.
Yeah, I would. Same. Same.
Now, so the rest of my list is 4 units of 5 block orcs, brutes.
Yep.
And why do you think I have that those blocks of orcs there?
Gonna come in, fight a little bit.
Oh, I'm gonna go. Touch. They're gonna go and hang out at every single objective in the game.
Yeah.
And then the 15 block of Ard Boys, they're gonna sit on my objectives, and I'm gonna keep them.
They go home.
Like I said, I think this is a pretty standard list. I know there's going to be people who are going to start changing things around a little bit.
Right.
But this is, I think, going to be the starting point. I'm pretty close to this. I have the Mega Boss, the War Chanter, the Shaman, 3 units of Brutes, and I have like 30 Ard Boys.
So you're good. Yep.
And then I have 1 unit of Core Grunches. So basically 1 more War Chanter, 5 more Brutes, and another block of Gruntas, which I own. I just don't have them painted.
Well, there you go. That's not bad at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is a good start of a list right here for orcs.
Yeah. So over to the Cruel Boys. Like I said, I have not fully invested into them. I looked at them, and I'm not a huge fan of the guys on foot. I think the Gut Rippers need some TLC. I don't know how to use them. I was looking kind of through. I saw some things to buff their offense, but I didn't see anything to buff their defense. And whenever I'm looking at my battle line, I typically look at my battle line as, okay, you guys are probably going to be holding objectives.
Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah. No, I agree that they are something that I'm going to say, okay, you're going to go to this point. I need you to live now. Thank
Right.
you.
But again, 2 wounds, 5 up. No. It's a block of 10. It's a block of 10, so it's like the Liberators I wanted.
20 wounds. That's nice.
Right. That's not a problem. I like it. I appreciate it.
Right.
But at a 5 up,
Yeah.
that's real rough, boys. They
Yeah.
have a shield. Like, so going over their war clans, so they have the Grinnin' Blades, which is the ones with the red shield, so they're kind of the default. During the first battle round, friendly Grinnin' Blades units are not visible to enemy models that are more than 12 inches away from them. Like, that's great,
Yeah.
but the first round is
Yeah.
it's not a big round.
No, not for this. Definitely not.
And then the big yellers add 3-inch to range characteristic of missile weapons used by friendly big yeller orc units. In addition, in the first battle round, each time a friendly big yeller's orc unit shoots, you can re-roll one of the hit rolls for one of the attacks made by that unit. This is good. I like this.
I agree.
But I didn't want to make a shooting list.
I mean, we are rocking, 12-man skewer bolt boys here.
Yeah, that's true. But, I mean, I probably would have gotten rid of the Sloggoths and put in another unit. Maybe even get rid of seeing where points are, either add another beast skewer or get rid of a beast skewer to get another bolt boy.
Okay.
But like I said, it's viable. It's absolutely viable.
Right.
Instead, I wanted to go with the Skullbugs because I love the monsters from this. Because I think the Snatchaboss is good. I don't necessarily know if he's great,
Okay.
but I like the model so much that he's staying.
Fair enough. You know what? That's perfectly valid.
So with this, when an enemy unit is picked to fight, roll a dice if it is within 3 inches of any friendly Skullbugs units. Add 2 to the roll if there are any enemy units within 3 inches of any friendly Skullbugs monsters. On a 6+, subtract 1 from hit rolls for attacks made by that enemy unit in that phase. So now, if I keep a Sloggoth near a Gut Ripper, on a 4-up, you're -1 to hit me.
It's not bad. Not bad at all.
And again, I get to then bring 3 monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like I said, this is one thing that I'm not a huge fan of in 3rd edition. I'm sitting at 197 points, or 1,975 points.
Right.
I'm not used to just having 25 points just sitting around that I go,
right.
well...
It feels like a lot in this edition, and I end up feeling like I have that many points left over quite often. My Deepkin lists have been quite often at 1970.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there looking at 30 points going, well, I guess I'll get a triumph.
yeah. But then the problem is everyone is doing this as well. So.
Right. So then you both tie and you go, well, that's awkward.
Yeah. Well, so let me ask. So based on what you looked at, what do you think the winners are from this book? Let's go with I don't know if there's enough from Ironjaws to necessarily go winners and losers. I think it's pretty easy to say Ironjaws did well.
Ironjaws did well. I like the change to brutes. -2 to rend in this game right now is good. Them having it.
It's also going to be -3 during the Ironjaws wall.
Okay, that's even better. So, yeah, go ahead and save stack. I'm still coming through with it.
Yeah, those wounds are getting through. Go ahead and all-out defense.
Yes, go ahead. It's not going to change much. That's fun.
I think the Brute's ability to shut off a unit's ability to capture objectives
is
insane.
if you are going to be playing against a Skaven player, they are going to cry.
Think about
Or
Suns.
if you against Suns. How's that? Wait, how's that working against Suns? Here, now I gotta look.
Oh,
Darn it.
Bring it back up.
Brutes, you messing. That's only if the enemy model has a wound characteristic of one.
Of one.
Okay. It's nowhere near as crazy what you were thinking. Boy, if you turned off a Gargant's ability, oof. Yeah, no. I would have changed my entire statement of where these guys were. This has just been, well, S tier. This is going to be the end of it. No.
Yeah.
Only if it has a wounds characteristic of one.
So
a little bit of a difference.
Been a long night.
It's okay.
But yeah, no, like I said, I mean, I think still at the end of the day, I think
it's good.
Most armies have one wound battle line.
Yeah, quite a few of them do. And
I don't know where that'll be going forward.
I don't think it'll change too terribly much. There will be more people out there getting slightly more beefy, but I don't think it's going to go across the entirety of AOS.
Right. Skinks are going to stay at 1. Skaven are going to stay at 1. Witch Elves going to stay at 1. Wardens are going to stay at 1.
Right. The Cities book will stay at 1.
Yeah.
I mean,
even though Ironbreakers should probably be 2.
Wouldn't hurt. Wouldn't hurt them at all.
That's fine. They're going to get their own book. It'll be fine.
Yeah, there you go. That's
we already
right.
covered that episode.
We already covered it. There. Yeah. It's okay.
Yeah, so let's just kind of stick with the Kruleboyz based on what you've read. What do you think are some standout units?
Standout unit in the way that I think that is, whenever we talked about it offline the one day, kind of a rock, paper, scissors unit.
Yeah.
Beast Skewer Killbow. It has games where it will shine. It has games where you will sit there and go, well, not the happiest I took this.
Why did I bring you?
Right, exactly.
You're going back to the pound.
Especially right now, though, where there's such an emphasis on monsters. I feel like you can take one and not feel bad about it at a tournament.
Yeah.
Because you get to use it 4 out of the 5 games for its intended purposes.
Even if there's not a monster, you can still use this. I mean, if your aimed shot is still a 2 up, 3 up. So if you decide to go after that Hag Queen and you're rolling 5 dice.
Yeah. It's not bad.
I mean, that's not bad. I mean, sure, you're going to get 1 wound off, but you might get 5.
Right. Yeah, might.
Always that chance. Always that late 3rd game.
Mm-hmm. And if we're taking the crew that gets to re-roll 1 to hit roll, okay, great. That helps this thing out a lot.
Yeah.
So.
I would say the Manskewer unit, the Manskewer Boltboyz, is definitely, I think, the standout unit. I would say, I know everyone doesn't like them. I know no one likes them except for me. The Hobgrots.
The little Hobgrots.
If they were battle line, I would not put a Gut Ripper on the table.
I agree. Yeah, especially at 80 points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it is an 8-inch. They're basically like properly pointed Arcanauts.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, they're just these little shit eaters, and on a 6 to attack, they get 2 hits.
Cool.
They're already doing 2 attacks, so there's so much in the book. There's a couple things that can give things +1 to hit. Now,
they just need that help on the to wound, right? I think they're like a 5 up.
5 wound.
Yeah.
But again, honestly, what's funny is so they're throwing grenades. They're literally throwing grenades that are 4 up, 3 up, 1 red, 1 damage.
These are goblins making these grenades.
Right.
Let's all remember.
I just
orc engineering, not
actual grenades. We are now officially in World War I.
Well, I mean, okay.
We are shooting trees as bolts.
Yeah. I am sending the entire forest your way.
So I gotta say here, the heroes, looking through this, I was
Mhm.
not impressed with most of them.
Okay.
I think Gobsprak is interesting,
Okay.
but like, where was it? So he's doing okay damage, but at the point cost and how big the model is, he better be able to hold his own. And again, if you get him into a fight with another model that size, he's not
Yeah.
going to be around. A 5-up, 6-up with 14 wounds,
Right. That's gonna go down pretty quick.
especially you hit him with a Vigilor, man. That's
Yes, he's dead then after that. Yes, sir.
just take him off the
Oh,
board.
boy.
Take him
Yep.
off.
Just pick him up. I hit him, just pick him up. He's
At
been
least,
marked.
at
He's
least I'm
dead.
conscious of my biases.
Yes.
I love the Orc says no, or Mork says no. Every time you unbind, the caster suffers D3 mortal wounds.
Yeah, no, I do like that. Being a Corn player, getting to do that with Karnak feels very good.
Yeah. I said, I feel like it's like the Mouth of Gork, where you do re-roll the dice for redeploys.
Yeah.
I have yet to have a game where a redeploy is made or break anything. I know it's a matter of time, but
right.
but
But
rolling
no.
that 2 every time doesn't help. So re-rolling that
Fair
so
enough.
I can get
yeah,
another.
if you would start rolling sixes.
So I can get another 2. That's,
Yeah. Yeah. So you can roll as
again, if you're going shooty, where if you don't unleash, don't take the -1 to unleash hell. Okay,
Right.
but again, I mean, your units really can only be so big.
Right.
I think the summon Boggy Mist, I think they're putting a little too much credence into it, because it's
Okay.
+1 to charges for you, -1 charges for your enemy. Okay,
Yeah. It's not the greatest spell. Not the worst.
right. Then you have the Killaboss on the Vulcha.
Yeah.
I don't know why he's there.
Oh,
I don't get
okay.
it. I mean, he has an okay amount of attacks, but at 2 damage, again, for the size and the points, I expect a little more.
Right.
His ability, let's see, your friendly Cruel Boy unit fails a battle shock test within 3 frigging inches.
So in combat with him. Yeah.
Only 1 model flees. It's a great ability.
Yeah, it is.
3 inches.
He's got to be in there.
Yeah, like, I don't want my heroes to have to be near, mid-coitus with my units to have it be good. That's
I hear you.
so for commanding view, you can use the same command ability more than
Right.
once. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's all right. Yeah. So I will be giving Roll Boys +1 to hit in multiple spots. Cool.
Same thing with like the Killaboss on the mounted one. I think that's the one that comes in the book. The Great Gnash Tooth.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the one that came in the box set.
He has the same battle shock ability.
Okay.
4 attacks on 2 weapons. Both are 3s and 3s. 1 attack is Rend 1, 1 is Rend 2. Each are 2 damage. The damage is okay.
Yeah.
And he's a 3-up at 10 wounds, so...
Right. I feel a little bit better having this guy in combat with everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then add 1 to hit rolls for attack made by this unit if it charged. Okay.
Okay.
I'm not going to go out and get one. If I have one, maybe I'll throw it in. If I have a spare 200 points in here, whatever the hell he is.
Right. Yeah.
But then you have on a Stabogrot, or with Stabgrot.
Right.
Now, I have to say...
He's not riding the Stabgrot.
They said that, I knew they were just joking. I was hoping they weren't just joking whenever they said they're going to punt. He's going to punt him in the way. I was so hoping that once per battle, you can roll a die.
Yeah.
And you get to put him out that far, and the unit charging stops whenever they hit him.
Oh, jeez.
And then just take him off the board. That would have been... I would have put him on the table. He could have put him at 1,000 points. That unit would be on the table.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
just so I can punt.
Trip some poor guy in the front, and the whole 30-man block that was coming for you stops.
Now I have to say, if there might be there, I feel like there's something missing. I don't know what, but like the Merc Knob with Belcha Bana.
Okay.
This was such a letdown. I don't know if you remember the reveal. This is the one
yes,
that
I do. And they were talking about that terribly smelly tongue of his and all that.
Right.
Yes.
So what they said is the tongue is something from the swamp, so it belches out the swamp at all times.
Right.
And so like I'm like, oh man, it's gonna have some sort of like
mortal wound ability.
Well, I was so in my mind,
-1 to hit.
right? I was thinking -1 to hit. I was thinking teleporting. I was thinking all a bunch of different things. No,
Yeah.
Cool boys within 12 inches.
Can be not affected by a spell on a 5-up, something like that.
5 friggin' up.
Yep.
I have a banner that does something like that in Fire Slayers.
Yeah.
I think it's a 4-up. Do you know how often it works?
Much better. I mean, never for you.
Never. It never fucking works.
Yeah.
If I see something 5-up, it had better say on 40 dice, or I'm just gonna go, okay, this is never gonna happen. Like,
yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
And then the Breath of the Drake of the Mire Drake. So I was like, oh, here's the ability. Here we go.
Do a mortal wound or D3, maybe. Yeah.
It's 1 mortal wound or D3.
Right.
2 each enemy unit within 3 inches. So if you got him in the balls deep in like 4 units, oh man. And like,
yeah.
So you look at him, he's a 6 wound, 4 up, 3 attacks, 3s, 3s, 1 rend, 2 damage. Why the hell am I putting him on the table?
Don't know.
I could put almost
worried about the spell meta.
I could put
that 5-up.
Maybe if he had a dispel.
Yeah, I agree. That would help.
But I don't know. Like, he doesn't seem to have anything. I'd rather just bring 20 Hobgrots.
I gotcha.
Now, here's the one hero I really do like. The Swamp Kala Shaman. Now, here's the problem, though, that I have with him.
Okay.
At the start of your hero phase, you have to choose to either dispel, cast a spell, or brew a potion or elixir.
Okay.
So you're giving up your 1 cast
to brew.
And so basically, where did it say elixir? Oh, okay. So if you brew a poison,
right,
the 6-up for their allegiance ability, which I think I said earlier in the show, anytime anyone rolls a 6-up, it does a mortal wound.
Right.
And it's also a number. It's also a number of mortal wounds equal to the damage characteristic.
Right. So if you can mess around with the damage characteristic, you can make it more or less.
Which there's only one place. I think it's one of their spells, which you can then add 1 to the mortal wounds they do.
Okay.
But so that goes off on a 5-up instead of a 6. If you go with an elixir, you can add 1 to save rolls.
Yeah, doesn't feel anywhere near as good. I'd be going for the mortal wound.
Right, exactly. And then you can also summon the Boggy Mist that also has the +1 to charge, -1 to charge.
Right.
Now, real quick, just to cover what I really like about them, which is ironic because I really like that ability, but I also love their spells.
Okay, so it's a big fight for what you want to do.
Right. So I'm like, well, now what the hell, man? So their spells... Why are the spells not... Okay. So, you have the Black Pit, which is okay. Casting value 7, range of 12 inches. Pick an enemy unit that is visible to the caster. Roll a die for each model in the unit. For each 6, deal mortal wound. I'm so tired of this spell. Can we just...
Yeah.
We've done it. Why don't we just make a generic, because every single class or every single army has to have this. Sneaky Miasma goes off on a 6, 18 inches. Pick one friendly Cruel Boy monster. That monster can make a normal move. It's not bad.
Okay. Yeah.
Now we're getting a little better. Choking Mist. Casting value 7. Range 24. Pick a point in the battlefield invisible to the caster. All units within 6 are affected by the Choking Mist until the start of your next hero phase. While a unit is affected by the Choking Mist, subtract 1 from the attack characteristic of melee weapons used by it to a minimum of 1, and it cannot run.
It's interesting. Very interesting.
Negative, though. Does not say does not affect Cruel Boys.
Oh. Does it say enemy unit?
All units within 6 inches at that point are affected by the Choking Mist. If you use it smart...
We need a little FAQ there, I think.
It's clear, but we don't like it.
Right, yeah.
Now, here's the one I really like. As a Fire Slayer player, thinking about someone to play, I think about playing against Fire Slayers. Nasty Hex. 7 casting value, 12-inch range. Pick one enemy unit within range, invisible. Until the end of your next turn, or till the end of your turn, ward rolls cannot be made for that model.
Pretty good.
Yep.
Pretty good.
Yep.
Yep.
So I know if I ever bring Fire Slayers and I see Cruel Boys, I just either go for the wizards or shake their hand. That's
right. Or just ask, do you even take it? The answer will be yes. But
like I said, then the Gut Rippers, I'm so unimpressed with them.
Right.
I just
we'll
don't
see this game's come in, but now I can understand where your frustration is.
I can't imagine because they're expensive too. They're
Right. At 180, I think, for 10, it is a little too much.
Yeah, I mean there are so 180 Gut Rippers. Yeah, 180. Holy hell.
Yeah, that is too much.
Especially as the only battle line choice.
Right.
Unless you go Big Yellows, and then in which case that I think opens up the bows. Which honestly might just be the way to go then.
Right.
Looking at it this way.
Let me double check into the bows.
Battle line and Big Yeller, Manskewer, Bolt Boys. At 120, mind you.
Yeah, for a 3-man unit. But that 3-man unit can put out some punishment.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'd rather take 6 for 240.
Right. Yeah.
Now, the Swamp Boss Scumdrek.
Okay.
Is that? I think there was a named one. Yes, that's the named one, is Swamp Boss Scumdrek. And then the generic, the Snatch-a-Boss. So this is the one that has the hand that's going out. It's like the snake tongue, but its eyes are covered.
Okay, yeah.
My general rule of thumb is just go with the generic because it saves you some points.
Yeah.
And it kind of goes with that here, too. The main reason I put one in my list was because you add 1 to the number of mortal wounds caused by venom-encrusted weapon battle traits if an unmodified hit roll of 6 is rolled when attacking with a unit wholly within 12 of this unit. And it does specifically state, like, if you have the other thing that gives you on a 5-up, it's still only 6.
Right, yeah.
But now you're doing 2 mortal wounds straight out the gate on a 6-up.
Right.
Now I'm listening to you.
Right.
Now you have my attention. However, the other thing I love is you can pick an enemy model that has a wound characteristic of 7 or less and roll 2d6. And if you are greater than that, slay.
Yeah, that's very scary for all those 5 wound models out there in the world.
Right. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Brad.
It's okay. You won't listen to this.
Now, Brad, listen here. Listen to me, all right? Gotrek has a special ability that anything that would kill him outright only deals mortal wounds to him.
Right.
It's not a bad... You're still doing damage, but...
Yeah.
You're not taking him off the board right away.
Not just dead. Yes.
Almost anything else in Stormcast, you want to take off one of those Drakes? Snoink. right out of the sky.
Yeah. Well, 7 wounds or less, right?
Yep, 7 wounds. Oh, yeah, there's 9.
There you go.
I was thinking of the hero.
Just stopped your whole idea of pulling a Drake out of the sky.
Well,
I'm just here.
just do 2
on it.
damage to him. I know it's not how it doesn't work. I know it doesn't work that way.
Mhm.
Just
Okay,
do the spell that
Good.
reduces
You're
their
just gonna have
wound
angry
total.
people in our comments section at this point. Jeez.
Listen, if there's anyone, I'm looking at, it's like, we're almost 3 hours.
There's anyone still here?
I'll buy you a taco. You
There
put in
you
the
go.
comments, hey, I heard that. Give me my taco. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
Figure it out.
Just want
I
to
choose
be
the
in
taco?
comments asking for my taco.
You don't get a
I'm
taco.
here right now.
You're
Wait,
null and
no.
void. But you put up with me, and you've been in a 3-hour show. I'll buy you a taco.
Okay.
You come on out. We'll get a game in. You get tacos.
Deal.
We actually have a place called Low Key Tacos in the area. It's actually pretty good.
All right.
Now, what's funny is, I really liked the Slogoth unit, the
Okay.
Dobie looking one.
Yeah.
Like that to me, like that was in a couple dreams. Like that was not a good.
That was not a good dream that night.
And I look at this, and it's only. I think the points are right. Let me get
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what the points are for that one.
the
Actually look it up.
Marsh Crawler. Because what's awesome is he. Oh, you know what? I don't think he counts as a monster.
Doesn't.
That might be a problem. That's a hole. That's a hole in the plan. Doesn't matter. I still like him.
Okay.
It causes a hole in the plan. I might be switching. He's switching the.
Okay.
Where
So
the
there.
hell is he?
150 points.
Yeah, 150 points. 12
Okay.
wounds, 4 up model, 6 inch move. I would rather see 8 inches, but I'll take what I can get.
Right.
So he has 1 attack at 4 attacks. 4's
Yeah.
4's no Ren 1 damage. Meh. Rake and Claws. 4 attacks, 3's 3's 1 Ren 2 damage. Again, 180 points. I'm fine with it. At the end of the combat phase, roll a die. Well, you pick an enemy unit within 2 inches, roll a die. If it's double the model's wound characteristic, it's slain. This is
Cool.
perfect for chains. This is perfect for like Stormcast. You go for the
Yeah.
Vindicator in the middle.
Yep.
And then here's the reason you take them. Crew Drummer. Add 1 to hit rolls for attacks made with melee weapons by friendly units that are wholly within 18 inches of any friendly units with this ability.
Seems good.
Yeah,
Seems
so now
good.
you're this bubble +1, so you're saving yourself a command ability, so you can have your battle shock, you can have your all-out defense, and then on
Right.
top of that, he has a regeneration on a 4-up, heal D3 mortal wound, or D3 wounds.
Cool. Yeah, that's not bad for 150 points.
Yeah.
No.
I know everyone's gone over pretty much everything else here. The Breaka boss, the one that was like the Master Blaster situation you had on the big
Right.
troll.
Yes. Yes.
If you like that model, I think you could bring him.
I like that model just as a model. If I were to collect this army, I would want to play with him.
I don't
That's
think
about it.
he just does
I
a
don't
little
think-
bit more damage than the Slogoth,
Right.
but he has no utility.
Fair enough.
5
He hits
attacks
things
and
and
4
hopes it
attacks.
works. Yeah.
Now again, the Ironbound clubs, 4 attacks, 3's 3's, 2 Ren, 3 damage.
That's pretty nice.
He's a hero, so he can have Finest Hour. So you
Okay.
can put him on 2's 2's, 2 Ren, 3 damage.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad.
And then on top of that, if you make him suffer D3 mortal wounds, you can add 2 to that. So now he's 6 attacks, 2's 2's, Ren 2,
Right.
3
Right.
3 damage.
You darn right. I'm going to do some mortal wounds to myself for that.
So, like I said, that's honestly like the whole thing.
Right.
Overall, like I said, the War Scrolls, I find them very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But it's one of those things where it's kind of the opposite of what I'm used to seeing with some of these armies recently, where it's the whole is greater than the sum of its parts.
Right.
I'm thinking here where the parts are less than the sum of the whole.
Gotcha. I see what you're saying.
I think each individual War Scroll is very interesting, but it also needs something. It's almost
Right.
like I don't know. Like, it's hard to explain what it is. It's like you have all the drink that you need, but there's no food.
No, I got what you're saying.
It I don't know. It feels like the book was telling you, but don't worry, we got this thing. Like, oh, we know it's missing that, but we got this thing. And then at some point they forgot to include the
Add
thing.
the other thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like
Where's my big punchy on the ground unit that's gonna
right.
rip through these people?
I feel like it's like, I don't know whether it's something like if they're within a terrain feature, their save characteristic counts as one less. Like,
right. Yeah.
because now at that point, if you go with that verbiage, you have the gut rippers now on terrain, so now they're a 4-up or whatever.
4-up. Yeah,
Yes.
they're 5-up base. Go to
So they're a
4-up.
4-up. So now you can do all out defense. And now they're a 3-up.
Right. Okay. I see what you're saying.
That's awesome.
Quite a difference. Yeah.
And then you're sticking with the narrative of them being sneaky crawly.
Right.
Yeah, I just like it. Just seems like something's missing.
Mm.
I don't expect to see these guys at the top table unless there is literally a keystone that I am missing.
Okay. Yeah. No, I agree that they have pieces that are very interesting and very good looking to me, but that battle line being what
Gut rippers.
500, yeah.
Yeah.
540 point tax, something like that,
Yeah.
to take 3 units. So,
And then, even then, whenever you're done with it,
4. Yeah,
what do you bring?
right.
Like
I mean, outside of some man skewers, but then you don't have. I don't feel like I have enough punch
yeah.
here for somebody.
I mean, that's the thing. Is like they have all of these great heroes that can do some damage, but don't have staying power, and cost
Right.
too much to bring in mass.
Right.
I just don't.
Figure it out. We'll see. See what the people come up with. I didn't get to see. I didn't see any of these too high down at NOLA.
Mm-hmm.
We will see. I think what Michigan GT's coming up.
Yeah.
That will be our first possibility of seeing some of this stuff, but I don't think we will see a completed. I don't think we'll see a completed Cruel Boys list sitting up there.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I think we're going to see. I think if you were to just say Stormcast or Orcs, I think Stormcast win.
Yep.
At least the Battle Tomes, not necessarily.
Right. I was going to say, if you asked Ironjaws versus Stormcast, we might have a different
I
story.
think there is some decent anti-synergies. I don't know what you call it, but I think there is some. There is some paper to, rock in these Cruel Boys versus Stormcast.
No, I agree with that.
I think there's a couple things where they can just kind of slip by. You have those. You have the boss and the monster picking up.
Right. Could just pick up a huge amount of points
Right.
right there.
Yep.
Because I think he's only 180 points as well.
Yeah.
So
So if you get
whenever
him
he's
in,
doing 6 attacks, minus 2, 3 damage,
Yeah.
he very well may make his points back.
well, I mean, even the one monster that I took that you roll 2d6 and get more. There goes a
Right.
Relictor. There goes a Castellan.
Right. Yep. They add up pretty quick. Yeah.
Like I said, we'll see. Like I said, I know I'm not the best player, and I don't proclaim to be.
It's all good.
But I do have a pretty good knack for seeing these things.
Right.
I don't want to toot my own horn.
What you're saying is the theory's there a little bit.
Again, I have the I'm the guy that stays in the bunker that tells you, hey, watch out for that guy. He's probably pretty strong, and then he turns out to be pretty strong. Like it's
Right. Yeah. I hear you.
my call outs on where the where the armies seem to be sitting, I've gotten pretty much spot on.
I hear you.
It was funny. I originally thought like I was wrong on Fire Slayers because I was like, outside of Hermdar, I don't see it. But everyone's like,
Right.
oh, they're so great. You have to go with I forget what the one everyone said you had to go with, and then like they weren't doing well, and so then people started doing Hermdar and started just rocking
Doing
with
well.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Like I said, I'm going to stick with
Right.
Stormcast for a while. I don't know if they'll be my new main army, but they're going to be my army for now.
Right.
Like I said, they're going to be a fun toy.
Right. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that at
Like I
all.
said, so we'll see. Like I said, I really enjoyed my game with Chuck. Like I said, I did feel like there was something missing, and I hope this isn't the new feel for third edition.
Right. That you get all these units and you look at the war scroll and you're like, it's cool. It's just I feel like there
Right.
was something here and now it's gone.
It's either there's something missing from the war scroll, or the points are in such a way that you're like, boy, I had to choose between a Phillips head or a flathead, and I have my hammer, I have my saw, but crap, I did
Right.
need that Phillips head. Like,
Yeah, yeah. I guessed and I was wrong. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, any final thoughts or anything?
No, I have to pretty well agree with what you said. These books feel like they were written for a world that doesn't quite exist yet.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we will slowly see how that comes about, whether or not this will be the new norm for how a book looks in GW or what. I don't think we have the next Battle Tome announced yet or anything at this
No.
point.
What do you
So-
think it's going to be?
What do I think it's going to be? The two oldest books we have right now are Nurgle and Deepkin. So I think if they were not at least in the running for
Yeah.
it to be one of those two, it would kind of be silly.
I was
I
going
think
to
it'll
say
be Nurgle first, so they
I was
do a
gonna say Nurgle,
Chaos
too.
book. Yeah.
now. With that being said, I'm always so nervous about books that come out at the beginning of an edition,
Right.
and Nurgle's one of those armies that I have this interest in.
Mhm.
It's very weird. My relationship with Nurgle is very bizarre because it's like I don't think about Nurgle,
right.
and then other people talk about Nurgle. I'm like, oh fuck, I need that army, and then
No, I agree. It's
and then they
very
stop talking
cool
about it,
looking army.
and then I forget
Yep.
it existed.
That sounds about right. Sounds about right. Especially whenever there was all the Blight Kings and everything like that. I was looking at that army like, that looks really cool, really
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah,
And then I just never got around to it.
but I mean, if the Nurgle book comes out, and even if they want to hold off to let some other people take some casualties, that's fine.
Wow. Oof. Just calling it for what it
Hey
actually
man,
is.
listen, you're gonna
I
have
mean,
some
hey,
flops. You're gonna have some flops. Let's
yes,
pull out Beast
we
of
will.
Chaos. Let's put Beast of Chaos on, huh?
Yeah, they will probably without even flinching say, "Yep, give us a book," because they'll take whatever the hell you can give them.
Sure.
We'll see if it works.
Everything's 5 and 5. Cool, that's fine.
Yeah, sure.
Get it out of your
Sounds about
system.
right. Sounds about where it was. So nothing changed.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that. I agree with you. I think those are going to be the ones that we'll hopefully will be. If we don't see them, those are the ones we should be seeing.
Right. Yeah, I think even if they aren't them, they were in the conversation for the first books to get done up.
How long do you think they should wait before they bring in a new army?
A new army for this edition.
Yes.
I would wait until about this time this year.
Okay.
Next year, sorry. This time next
So you're
year.
saying about 1 full year, maybe
Yes,
a little
I would let
longer.
this edition go one full year, get at least 6 to 8 battle tomes out in the new edition before I would worry about a new edition, new army.
Well, just so you're aware, the rumors, which I still don't necessarily
Rumors.
believe,
Yeah,
is we're
Right.
going to get new Lumineth and Umbraneth,
yeah.
and then shortly thereafter, Order of Azir and Chaos
Right.
Dwarves.
So the Lumineth one, I would be okay with, although I know the entire Lumineth community just got angry with me saying I'd be okay with them getting another new book and release. They would be the one I'd be okay with because it's technically an existing army.
Yeah.
So that one would be the one I'd be okay, sure, if you want to give them more models.
I feel like even if you don't give them new models, I feel like to me they're actually kind of high up
Mhm.
because right now, like we've talked about previously, and I won't beat it into the ground again, you can
Yeah.
only win with this game if you're an asshole. Um,
How many bows you got?
right.
We're
How many
doing
bows
it.
you got?
Yep.
How many foxes you got? Like,
Yep.
it,
Right now.
whereas before, like I said, I mean, you played against my Lumineth list,
Hmm.
and it was at that time I felt like it was really just I needed to learn how to do a little bit more
Right.
coaching, but there was very little negative play experience. It was like, okay, you got your shots off with your bows, but I'm
Right.
still in your wardens eating my lunch, you know.
Right. Yep.
And like the techless stuff, like the total eclipse hurt, but
Right.
with the balance of the army, it wasn't the end of the world.
Agreed. Agreed.
You know, so but like now it's just like, oh, so I'm on the board, so
Yeah.
you're just gonna pepper me with 60 mortal wounds every turn.
Right. Now that we've got the let's call it the tuned list, where okay, I'm just going to shoot you to death. Techless was a trap. We're not going to worry about him.
Right.
We're just going to kill you.
I would like to see them, because again, this is a very different world. This is a very different edition. The battle tomes are speaking a different language.
Yes.
We understand what each other's are saying, but we're saying it very differently. So we'll go with grammatical structures are different.
There we go. Yeah.
And again, I know a lot of people have been throwing around the term simpler. Stormcast, yes. Orcs, no.
Yeah. Okay. I'll give you that.
You know,
I
the
agree.
orcs have figured out a way to simply put more complexity.
Yeah. Out of the orc somehow, some way. But
I mean,
there's a lot more thinking, a lot more play that'll go on in the orcs than there will with Stormcast.
so I don't think the Lumineth will be a simple list, but I do think their 6 layers of complexity will go away.
I agree. I believe that when their book comes out, it will probably
Whether
become
it's with
a simpler
Tyrion
book.
and Angel Elves or not.
Right. When or how it comes out, it will be a much simpler list.
All right, so yeah, so I think that's we are where we are now. One last thing I do want to show that we did finally get
there you
in
go.
our Double Turn Me Daddy shirt, along with my Big M shirt and my Strength Hammer shirt. So again, I'm super proud of these.
Awesome.
So happy about them. I can't wear this in public.
No,
This is
that's how I feel about it. Too.
This is a game day shirt only.
Yeah.
But yeah, check the link below. You can find that and a couple other shirts. Obviously, mine are a lot better than Chuck's. And again, one other thing, again, no one's listening at this point, but maybe you skipped ahead to the end. If you have an idea, I would like to figure out some sort of shirt design for Warhammers and Warhammies, and you've stumbled upon the best episode to date.
There we go.
I can't figure out the designs quite yet. I've always been terrible with like just wordy designs. So if you have any ideas, send them. You can tweet me at strengthhammer_ #Hey Matt.
There you go.
And
Give
with
the
that,
guy some ideas. He needs them.
yeah. And so with that, like I said, if anyone ever gives you a hard time about the double turn, ask for it. Ask for it hard. Which is
Yes.
to continue on the rant. Someone asked Vince last week on Warhammer Weekly. I have a friend that's interested in AOS, but he's scared of the double turn. What do I do?
Yes.
And he said, take the double turn. And
Yep.
I was there at my computer, double turn me daddy, but I wasn't. I was watching it on. I was watching it on
After
on,
the fact.
right? So I couldn't. I was going to type it, and I was thinking about putting it in the. I was thinking about putting it in the comments, but I was like, it might be advertising, and I want to. I'll be a jerk.
Nah.
So,
Fair enough.
if you stuck it out this far, thank you very much, and we will see you next month.
All right. Bye, everybody.